Nairn at 4:41, so there was a couple of seconds in between the entry times as posted, and Kirsten Calder was also pretty close as well, but they come down to halfway. Kirsten Calder now just on the shoulder now of Shannon Patterson, but Patterson, well, still looking pretty strong, pretty kind of long stroke there, looking fairly relaxed there as she goes through halfway. She's gone 2:19, so second of about 1:13 for that second 100, and she looks in good shape at the moment. Patterson, Brooke Laurie just maybe making a challenge now for that top position.
Yeah, you can see Brooke coming into this race. The more it goes on, I think she started quite steadily, looking to come back in the second 200 meters. Always really important in a 400 freestyle that the second half of the race is just as quick as the first half of the race in the pacing strategy of the swimmer. And Brooke is turning in second, just behind Shannon, who's still got the lead. 3 lengths to go.
And here is Shannon Patterson and Brooke Laurie just about stretching away now. Body length at an advantage there as she goes over the 300 metre mark. Very close for second position, Kirsten Calder and Brooke Laurie. Kirsten Calder just with that edge as they go to the 300 mark. They have 100 to go. Ian, do you think anyone can make a move here in this final 100? Looks like a good lead so far. Shannon Patterson going a little bit more to the legs there.
Yeah, Shannon has really put in a great length on that fifth 50, and she saw the challenge of Brooke Laurie coming in there and has put in a spurt. She's gone to the legs now. 75 meters to go, upping the stroke rate just a little bit and bringing the legs in strong. This is great strategy from Shannon Patterson, the 18-year-old from Broxburn.
Still keeping this stroke pretty long there. Just see swimmer one lane down, Brooke Laurie, getting a little bit more choppy as the race goes on, but this is good performance here from Shannon Patterson as she comes down with almost half a length to go, Ian.
Yeah, she's now 5 meters clear of Brooke Laurie, and it looks like she's definitely going to take this heat. Brooke should hold on to that second place, but of course there's another heat to come, and Shannon will be looking to set a time here which will challenge the second heat for the final placings.
And there we go, it is Shannon Patterson, 4:42.53, a good performance from her. Her entry time was 4:43.22, so that has improved her time by just over half a second. That's a nice way to start the morning. In second position, Brooke Laurie, 4:46.72, and Kirsten Calder, 4:48.34 in third position. Fourth place, looks like it was Isla Gordon, and fifth place Erin Moore. Anna Harold was sixth position, Demi Hornsey seventh, and Abby Notman in eighth place. But Shannon Patterson confirmed as the winner of that first heat.
Yeah, it was an excellent race from Shannon and a great way to start the morning. But now we're into the second and final heat of the 400, just about to begin.
This is the second heat. Of course, all these heats are time seeded, so the fastest swimmers will go in this second and final heat, and the swimmers in the centre lane you would expect to challenge for the honours there, although it is fairly tight in terms of entry time. We do have full line-up here. Abby Mitchell in lane 0 from Hamilton, Lauren Pirouet from Queen Anne in lane number 1, Ailey Grant from High School of Dundee in 2, Rachel Saxon from Mearns High School in lane number 3, Lauren Gilks from Drift High School in lane number 4, Megan Finnan, St Andrews St Bride, Jessica Thompson from West Hill in lane number 6, India Dodd, Trinity Academy in 7, Bobby Gregg from Straven in 8, and Elle McMillan from Brecon High School in lane number 9. So swimmers in the centre lane. Good start there by Lauren Pirouet, kind of upsetting things at the moment in these early stages. Gone out very fast at the top of your screen there.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a surprise from Lauren. I mean, Meg Finnan would be the strong favourite. Meg's one of Scotland's best young distance swimmers, ranked very highly in the country. And this is a real attack here from Lauren, really taking it out, trying to shake up the race. It's great when swimmers do this and upset the apple cart a little bit. It makes the others all have to respond to that and change their own strategy.
Well, Meg Finnan, the pre-race favourite, has gone in that centre lane there. She won't be aware of Lauren Pirouet, I don't think. I'm not sure she'll be able to see that far across the pool. Certainly Lauren Pirouet ahead of Meg Finnan at the moment as they come to this 100 mark. It's very early stages, of course. Queen Anne High School in Dunfermline is where Lauren Pirouet is representing. Meg Finnan has closed up there, so 2:12.01 for Finnan, 2:11.69 for Lauren Pirouet. So the gap is closing. This kind of early bid for glory for Lauren Pirouet is she's getting dragged in now by the others in the middle. She's still in a good position. I
would expect Meg to come back strongly here and attack Lauren. Lauren's doing great holding on, but Jessica Thompson in lane 6 is also having a really good swim here. She's right up on the shoulder of Meg Finnan, and Lauren Jilks in lane 4 also in contention still at this time.
Any of your swimmers in this one, Ian? Yes.
Yeah, Lauren Jilks in lane 4 is one of the City of Glasgow swimmers. 400 not always her best distance, but she wants to give this race a go and try out her form at this early part of the year.
Of course, another kind of feature of this school's event is that the swimmers are not allowed to do multiple events. They're allowed to do 2 events, but that's the maximum, isn't it?
That is the limit in this event, in this competition. They can do 2 races in qualifying and get qualified for 2 finals today, and we're into the final 100 metres now, and Meg Finnan has taken up the head of the race, and Jessica Thompson is now in 2nd place, trying to chase her down, but will Megan be too strong for this 400?
Well, Meg Finnan looking pretty good at the moment, but Jessica Thompson just certainly not giving up the fight here. West Hill Academy swimmer Jessica Thompson, and it is very, very tight indeed now. Can Jessica Thompson make this late bid now? Meg Finnan looks like she's got this one sewn up. She comes into the final stages here, and Lauren Pirouet, after that early bid for glory here, may well hold on for at least 3rd position. But Meg Finnan now coming home now. There's the flags. Here we come to the finish now. Jess Thompson really making a bid here, but Meg Finnan will take it in a time of 4:26. Jessica Thompson, she did well for 2nd position, 4:27.34, and Lauren Jilks it is who gets up ahead of the very early leader. Lauren Pirouet just ran out of steam there at the end, but Meg Finnan and Jessica Thompson, they were the top 2. Great battle there for that 400 freestyle.
That is an excellent race there this morning from those all 4 swimmers in that top 4 there. Meg taking it as we did expect, but she was pushed all the way by Jessica Thompson, and a great finish by Lauren Jilks to get the bronze medal, and Lauren Pirouet held on well and finished 4th at 4:30.04.
Mario kind of bids for glory at the start there for Lauren Pirouet. Almost made it to the medal podium, but just pipped at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, I think she'll still be pleased with her overall outcome there. She was, I mean, the 4:30 at this time of the season in the long course is a good swim for her. And the other girls with the 4:26 and the 4:27 will be pleased as well.
The boys, 400 metres freestyle. 2 heats of this one to look forward to. Looks like we have a full lineup again for this first heat. We have Ian McCuish from Barhead in lane 0, Cameron Crawford from Kemnay Academy in lane 1, Cameron Kavanagh from Calder Glen in 2, Fraser Samuel from Knox Academy in 3, Tom Jeffers in 4 from Glenalmond, Ian Rennie from High School of Dundee in lane number 5, Callum Young goes in lane number 6, he's from William Wood. In lane number 7, Cameron Cox from Aboyne, Oliver Carter in 8 from Bell Baxter, and Liam McLaughlin from Gillespie goes in lane number 9 to complete the lineup. So pretty even start there as they come to the first 100. Of course, we do have a lane 0 there, so it's lane 0 at the top, lane 1, then challenging at the moment for the lead, lanes 2 and 3. Cameron Kavanagh just behind Fraser Samuel there. 103.56 for Samuel, 103.63 for Kavanagh. 7 100s separating these two after that first 100.
Yeah, and we've got a range of ages in this heat, like we said before. The youngest swimmer is Liam McLaughlin down in lane 9, he's only 14. And Fraser Samuel, the early leader, he's 18 years of age at the moment. And Fraser Samuel still in the lead at the 150 mark, 1 minute 38, just ahead of Cameron Kavanagh to his left-hand side.
Well, these two pacing each other through to the head of this field. Tom Jeffers in lane 4 coming through into 3rd position there. Two kind of green caps side by side in the centre lanes. We come up to the halfway point though, and it has been a good start there from Fraser Samuel. His entry time of 4:25, so well, he's around about half of that, 2:12.20. It's going to be quite tough, I think, to come back in a 4:25. You'll have to look for pretty much an even split on this second 200.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the target, although he already looks like he's tiring a little bit as Cameron Kavanagh's now gone ahead of him and is really motoring down this 5th length. The entry times on the start sheet can be a little bit misleading, as these swimmers do these entry times all around the country in different pools on different days, and then they put together for the finals. So, and often they're swimming in a 25-meter pool for their qualification, but with this pool being 50 meters, we try not to pay too much attention to the entry time, and the kids will be chasing down their long course personal bests.
It's very much different discipline, long course swimming to short course swimming. It's a long way when you turn and have a look down that 50 meters, looking down the barrel of that 50-meter pool. Can be quite daunting, especially for some of these young swimmers who maybe haven't competed in long course events too many times over the years. But doing very well at the moment though is Cameron Kavanagh, looking pretty strong here, stretching his lead away from Fraser Samuel, who is just trying to hold on to 2nd position ahead of Tom Jeffers. Yeah,
and this is a really strong effort here from Cameron Kavanagh. He's taken the field apart. He's now 6-7 meters ahead and coming into the final 50. He might be aiming for around about a 4:22 here, and he's entered on a 4:28. So if he did that short course and he goes around 4:22, 4:23, he's going to be really pleased with this.
Cameron Kavanagh, 16-year-old from Calder Glen. He is coming in now. We did talk about the position at halfway. They were around about 2:12, 2:13. And this has been a sensational second half of this race. He's touching in a 4:25.14, and he was the man who came back in almost an even split there from Cameron Kavanagh. Very tight for second. 6 100 separating Tom Jeffers and Fraser Samuel. Jeffers just getting up in the final stroke to claim 2nd place.
Well, I'm not sure who Cameron Kavanagh's coach is, but whoever it is obviously told him how to swim that race really well, because that's just the perfect way to do a 400. Go out steady and controlled, and then really bring it back fast in the final 200. And there you see him touching the wall, taking that first heat with 1 heat to come.
Yeah, 4:25.14, Cameron Kavanagh, representing, as I said, Calder Glen School. I'm not always sure of where these schools are, as you said earlier, Ian. Calder Glen from East Kilbride.
Yeah, it's can be tricky. I'm not sure where all the schools are. Unless I've grown up with them and know that kids who've come from particular schools, it can be hard to know whereabouts in the country they are, unless we know the swimmer particularly well as well.
Oh, we've got a big list here. We'll try and keep up to date with these schools. But at the moment, we'll try and keep up to date with this one. The second heat of the boys 400 freestyle, of course. This is likely to be where the medals are going to be decided. Centre lanes looking pretty strong swimmers here. Full lineup. Again, we have the full 10 swimmers taking the start this time. Rory Lawless from Alloa Academy in 0. Liam McDougall, Bells Hill in 1. Fraser Beebe from Woodmill High School in 2. Angus Barr from Lesmahago in 3. Jack Watson, Grammar in 4. Cameron Park, Langside in 5. Martin McInnes from St Aloysius in 6. Jonathan Christie from Stonelaw in 7. Patrick Smith from Wellington in 8, next to his Wellington teammate Marshall Illingworth in 9. Top 4 swimmers probably just forging ahead of the others here. The centre lanes dominating this one in the early stages.
Yeah, the 4 swimmers in the middle of the pool here, Angus Barr, Jack Watson, Cameron Park, Martin McInnes, are all real quality athletes. Cameron Park and Martin McInnes both swim for the city of Glasgow, and Angus Barr is from East Kilbride, or South Lanarkshire, just down the road from here, and he's a top distance swimmer, one of Scotland's very best 400 and 1500 metre swimmers, and he will be the race favourite here, even though he's not got the fastest entry time.
Well, Angus Barr, 18 years of age. I think it was maybe 2 years ago he was setting the age group records for his class, certainly in the distance freestyle events. Anything from 400 freestyle upwards, Angus Barr seemed to be dominating that, and he's dominating this one so far in lane number 3. Martin McInnes just holding on to second position, and looks like Cameron Park there in 3rd place, and Jack Watson's got his work cut out to try and get back into the medal positions, but Angus Barr looking great so far. Yeah,
Angus is swimming really well here. He might just be aiming for around the 4-minute mark or just outside this morning. That would be quite a good swim from him, and he looks to taking well control of this race. He's over 5 metres ahead now of Martin McInnes. Angus is, of course, coached by Andy Figgins at the East Kilbride Club, and has been one of Scotland's top distance swimmers all the way through the age groups. He's set many age group records, and he looks well on course for victory here.
100 to go. It's just over the 3-minute mark, 3:03.62 for Angus Barr. Would you say, Ian, this was one of his best distances, or does he favour the longer, the 800 and the 15s maybe?
Well, traditionally it's favoured the 800 and the 1500, and I would say that the 1500 is probably still his best distance, but as he's getting older and stronger and he's developing his speed, the 400 and even his 200 are getting a lot better as well. I mean, he was 3:49 in this event at the Scottish Short Course Championships in December, and that was a real big PB, and he'll be looking to go under the 4 minutes later this season as he comes down now for the final 25 metres of this race. Great battle going on for second place between Jack Watson, who's come through strong, and Martin McInnes, and Cameron slipped back to 4th.
Well, here is Angus Barr coming into the final stages, and he is going to be the title winner here at the Schools Championships 2016 in a time of 4:05.43. That was a very impressive swim there from Angus Barr. Jack Watson came through strongly for second position there in lane number 4. He did finish well, Jack Watson, didn't he? Martin McInnes in 3rd position. Watson's time was 4:09.71. McInnes in 4:13.30, and Cameron Park finishes in 4:18.70 in 4th position. But real dominant performance there for Angus Barr. He just came away from the rest of the field in the second half of this race. In fact, had a good lead from the start and extended it all the way through.
And that's right, and he will be pleased, I think, this morning with the 4:05. He's probably done a training session already this morning before he came here. And he was just outside the championship record, which was 4:02.78 by Stephen Milne, set in 2012. But 4:05, like I say, is a good swim. We're now moving to the other end of the pool for the girls' 50-metre backstroke, so there's just a couple of minutes whilst the officials get into position.
We just see that, you mentioned that record, Stephen Milne is one of Britain's top internationalists now. He set that record back in 2012, and the girls' 400 freestyle is actually held by Hannah Miley, so it just shows you the talent that we've had on show here at these schools championships across the years. Of course, very long-standing event, probably goes back to the 60s and maybe even further back.
It probably does, and it goes back before my time in the sport, that's for sure. But I've been coming to this event for many years, and always the records at this competition are something that the top swimmers strive to achieve, because they have been set by some of the most famous Scottish swimmers of all time over the years. And like you say, Hannah Miley and Stephen Milne, senior internationals for Great Britain, medalists on the world stage, and that's just the standard bearer of this competition.
So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to our first presentation.
Well, we have got a presentation to enjoy before we go on to the 50 metres.
And please welcome to make the presentations.
There's the
President of the Scottish School Swimming Association,
medalists
Scott Haxton,
for this first event, which is the 400 freestyle for women. Scott Haxton, the president of Scottish School Swimming Association, making that one. Lauren Gilks takes the bronze medal. That impressive fast finish there. Jessica Thompson from West Hill Academy gets the silver medal position. She'll be pleased with that one. And it was Meg Finnan takes the first gold medal of these championships. A great race between the first two swimmers there. Very close finish at the end. And Lauren Gilks, with her coach looking on beside me, proud to get into that bronze medal position.
Yeah, she looks really happy. A big smile on her face there with that bronze medal. So I'm hoping she's pleased with that swim. I thought it was a good effort from her. And of course the other two girls smiling as well. They must be happy with their performance this morning.
So the boys just out of the water, straight on to the medal presentations before they head down to their swim down.
Our bronze medalist from St. Elisa's, Martin McInnes.
Martin, one of the City of Glasgow swimmers, he was training earlier on this morning in this pool.
That's dedication.
Yeah, he did a 2-hour session from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, popped home for his breakfast, came back and did the 400 free.
Well, it certainly worked for Martin. He's got a bronze medal. Jack Watson as well for second position, but no one was catching Angus Barr. And he is the Brodies Scottish School Swimming Championships champion for 2016 in the boys 400 freestyle.
Thank you, boys, and thank you to Scott for doing the presentation.
Well, there's Jacqueline McMillan with a Glenrothes cap on, representing Leslie Primary School, my old primary school, Ian. I know I shouldn't be biased, but
You want them to win.
there's Jacqueline McMillan. I used to swim with her dad.
Well, there you go. The history of the event.
So we move to the first of our heats and finals events.
This is the youngsters, of course, the girls 12 and under. And as we said earlier, this is true heats because we do have a final for this one. So it's not a heat declared winner. The swimmers will be trying, well, we have 3 heats of this one. And the fastest 10 swimmers will progress to the final later on. So one length of the pool for these youngsters. All 12 years of age. They're all listed on our programme as 12. as we go for this first heat. Let's quickly run through the lineup as they get underway. Brooke Smiley, Sarah Coffey, Ruby Lumsden, Isla Yule, Jacqueline McMillan, Esther Jameson, Morgan Anderson, Eloise Farndon, Maisie Stewart and Molly Kidd. That is the lineup for this first heat, girls 12 and under, 50 back.
And these heats, the 3 heats, the fastest swimmers should be spread across all 3 heats. So the top 3 shouldn't really meet until the final. Lane 5 is our leader here with 15 metres to go. Lane 5 is Esther Jameson from Mains Primary School.
And it does look like Jameson is going to take this one. Esther Jameson takes it very close for second position. And Jacqueline McMillan in for second there. And that could be a vital touch ahead of Isla Yule. So Esther Jameson won that well, 36.15. McMillan in second, 37.44. Isla Yule, 37.55. Fourth position, Ruby Lumsden, just ahead of Morgan Anderson by 1/100th of a second. Very tight there, and these touches could be vital as they progress through the heats.
Yeah, in the 50-metre event, it can come down to the 100th of seconds as to whether you make the final or not, and indeed whether you get a medal or not. So it's all very crucial to get your hand on that wall as fast as you can as you come into the finish. Here we go with heat number 2.
Again, we have a full 10 swimmers in this one. Rosie Kavanagh in 0, Akira West in 1, Millie Lowe in 2, Christy Patterson in 3, Elise McQueenie in 4, Abby Sinclair in 5, Sienna Perry in 6, Alice Stephen in 7, Beth Wilson in 8, and Lauren Bailey in lane number 9. Centre lane, it's gone out well. A good start there. Looked like Abby Sinclair. And lane number 6, Sienna Perry going well.
Abby Sinclair from Heriots in Edinburgh. That is she is the leader right now. Just got a 2-metre lead already over lane 4, which is Elise McQueenie. Final 10 metres.
Well, it does look like Abby Sinclair is going to take this one. She's come away very well here. And that is a very good time. 34.08 for Abby Sinclair. And that is the fastest time that we have seen so far. The record in this event is 32.88, held by Jennifer King from way back in 2010. So that could be a target for the final for Abby Sinclair. And looks like she will have her place guaranteed in that final,
Yeah, Abby Sinclair will definitely go through to the final. She's the fastest swimmer so far with 1 heat to go. The highest ranked swimmer in this final heat is Katie Shanahan from Woodmill Primary School here in Glasgow, and she will be having a think about that record, 32.88. She's got a time of 33.8, so if she can drop down a little bit, she could challenge the competition record.
As you said earlier, a fair crowd in here today. They're making a lot of noise for these youngsters there, so that, just might inspire some of them to go a little bit further and trying to claim these records. So we'll see what happens in this third heat.
Questioning about some of the times that the electronics
Cara Mowbray goes in lane 0 in this final heat. Imogen Charlotte Collins in lane 1, Lauren Anderson in lane 2, Poppy Valentine in 3, Iona Wilson in lane 4, Katie Shanahan there in the centre of your picture there. She goes in lane number 5, Nia Quinn in 6, Caitlin Hamilton in 7, Erin Cruikshanks in 8, and Mia Jones in lane number 9. So a little bit of a delay here as they get underway for this final heat.
Yeah, the announcer said there was a little issue with the times in the previous heat, so the officials are just checking those out. So the girls will be looking to hit somewhere around 36 or 37 seconds is going to get through to the final by the look of it from the first 2 heats with this final heat to go.
Well, I think we have confirmation of that previous heat there. Abby Sinclair confirmed in 34.08. The time sorting themselves out there. Elise McQueenie it was in second position, 36.34. So that'll hopefully be enough for her to make the final. But we shall see what happens in this final heat. The record, as we said, 32.88. We'll see if that can be challenged by these swimmers here in this final heat. I gave you the lineup earlier. It is Mowbray, Collins, Anderson, Ballantyne, Wilson, Shanahan, Quinn, Hamilton, Cruikshanks and Jones, and a great start there for Shanahan in the centre. Wow.
Well, that was an excellent start, really utilising the underwater kick to great effect. That's excellent skills from a 12-year-old girl, and she's well ahead already, ahead of in lane 4 Iona Wilson, but Shanahan all the way in this heat.
Well, here comes Shanahan. We'll keep an eye on the clock here. No doubt about who's going to win this one. 32.88 is the record, and it is an excellent time there. 32.65, and Katie Shanahan has got the Scottish Schools record here in the heats this morning. And well, could there be more to come in the final tonight? But 32.65, she looked like she was on it right from the start, Ian.
That was a really excellent swim, and Jennifer King, who holds the record, is one of the top backstrokers in the country, and to take down that record at age 12 is fantastic. And really all down to the great start she had and the underwater kick. It's amazing to see a young swimmer utilising that skill effectively and coming up around 11 metres off the start.
It was such a good start there from Katie Shanahan, and that new record time, 32.65 for Shanahan. Well, she's got the final in a little bit later on at the end of the session this morning. We will have the 50-metre final for the girls and boys 12 and unders. So we'll see what Katie Shanahan can do in that one. Fantastic stuff though. Our first championship record of these championships here in 2016. Well done for Katie Shanahan. There's the boys. They are going for their 50-metre backstroke event. Again, it is the 12 and unders, 3 heats. Looks like we have, again, a full lineup here. Just that first heat, we had missing lanes. We've had complete lineups in all of the races so far. We have Max Carty in 0, Douglas McKinnon in 1, Ryan Hillier in 2, Robert Matheson in 3, Travis Davey in 4, Blair Johnson in 5, Blair Kennedy in 6, Alexander Thompson in 7, Angus Wright in 8, and Lewis Downey in lane number 9. Travis Davey and Blair Johnson are contesting the lead at the moment. It's all pretty tight though.
This does look like a close race. The centre lanes are heading it out, but lane 3 also going well.
Well, it does look like lane number 5, Blair Johnston, maybe just for the edge here as they come into the flags. It is Blair Johnston now, just going to hold on to that one, and the time is 36.44 for Blair Johnston from Beauclair Academy. And that is faster than his entry time, so you'll be pleased with that one. Entry time of 36.79. And he comes in that time of 36.44.
That's a great start from Blair Johnston. He'll be pleased to take that hit. That should comfortably progress him to the final. We have a championship record of 34.22 in this event, set by Kieran Brand of Heathfield Primary School in 2010. So that is the marker that some of these other boys might be aiming for.
Again, we've got 3 heats.
Interestingly, that record also set back in 2010 as well. Must have been a good year for the 12 and unders that year.
Yeah, it looks like it was a strong year. Kieran Brand, he's gone on to do better things as well. Swims down in South Ayrshire.
This is the second heat of the boys 12 and under 50 metres backstroke. Callum Evans in 0, Ewan Gray in 1, Corey Liveridge in 2, Jack McGill in 3, Callum McIntosh in 4, Ben Barclay in 5, Ewan Dunce in 6, Callum Nichol in 7, Finlay Hay in 8, and Cameron Arthur in lane number 9. Very good start from lane number 2 there. Corey Livingston may just be edging this one.
Lane 2 is off to a really strong start, but lane 5 also coming through now. That's Ben Barclay, and lane 4, Callum McIntosh, also in hunt for the position.
Well, it does look like Corey Livingston just going to be edged out here. But lane number 5, Ben Barclay. Ben Barclay comes away, stretches for the wall. And in second position, Callum McIntosh. And third position, Corey Liveridge. Well, he did get into third place. A very positive start. Just held off the challenge of Evan Dunce in lane number 6, who finishes in fourth position. So 36.65 for Barclay. This could be a close contest, this one.
Yes, this is looking like it's going to be quite tight to make the final here. He's going to need perhaps the 37-second swim for the boys in this final heat to make that final.
Well, this is the final heat. We have Ross Thompson in lane 0, Kenzie Marwick in 1, Blair Wardlaw in 2, Sam Taylor in 3, Jake Kirkin in 4, Rory Grant in 5, Callum O'Reilly in 6, James Gordon in 7, Aidan Ballantyne in 8, and Luke Renford in lane number 9. Well, very fast entry time from Rory Grant there from High School of Dundee, 33.41, which is inside the championship record.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Rory Grant can get close to that record. His entry is way ahead of his rivals in this, and he's got a very fast arm stroke, as you'll see here, really spinning the arms around quickly, and that's a good tactic in the 50-metre backstroke. You'll see the top swimmers moving their arms quick, and he's got a 4-metre lead as he comes under the flags.
Well, 34.22 is the record, and he's just outside that, 34.55 for Rory Grant, and very, very close to that record, almost a second record in the matter of a few minutes there. But Rory Grant will take that one. He will be fastest into the final later on in this morning's session. Jake Kirkham was in second position, and in third position was Mackenzie Marwick.
Well, Rory obviously going to be a strong favourite for that final. He's got about a 2-second lead on the next best swimmer, and his target might well be that championship record held by Kieran Brand. Great swim from Rory. He swims out of Dundee, Dundee City Aquatics, and we'll look forward to seeing him later in the final. We're moving on now to event 105, which is the girls 13-14 years 200-metre breaststroke.
Well, we've seen the distance events and the 400s earlier. We've gone to the sprints. We're back to the kind of middle distance, I suppose, of 200 breaststroke swims. And we move back to the presentation end of the pool. And we see the 10 swimmers taking the lineup for this first heat. Again, we're back to the situation now when we have heat declared winners. But these breaststroke event, the 200 breaststroke events, Ian, obviously split into age groups, and we start with the 13-14 years.
Yeah, it's a double-banded age group, 13 and 14-year-old girls, and 3 heats. We've got 30 swimmers contesting it. The fastest swimmers will be in the third heat. They're now, because it's a heat declared winner event, they're not split across the 3 heats. We've got all the fastest times in heat 3. So the job for heats 1 and 2 is to try and set a standard, improve their position, improve their ranking, and try and challenge that final heat to a good position.
Full lineup for this heat: Fallon Gilhooly from Lindsay in lane number 0, the top of your screen. Natalie Riley from Bathgate Academy in 1. Jennifer Houston from Bathgate in lane number 2. Ellie Sutherland from Aboyne in lane number 3. Aileen McRitchie from Forest Academy in lane number 4. Sarah Marie Rice from Sandwick in lane number 5. Rebecca Braid from Woodmill High School in 6. Reece Sharp in 7 from Bella Houston. Rachel Bezic from Stranraer in lane number 8. And Hannah Thompson from Our Lady School goes in lane number 9. It is the centre lane here. It's Sarah Risha from Sandwick going in the centre lane with a big lead at the moment.
1 minute 27 on that first 100. That will give her a chance of going close to the 3 minute mark at the end of the race. And if you can get under 3 minutes for 200 breaststroke long course at this age, then you can consider yourself doing pretty well. And that will be the target for these girls. It is Sarah Marie Risa with a strong lead here, probably about 5 meters ahead now of lane 2, which is Jennifer Houston.
Well, Sarah Marie Risha from Sandwick School in Shetland. So, one of the Shetland swimmers here travelled here to Glasgow, and she's showing the swimmers in this first heat a clean pair of heels, because it looks like it is going to be Sarah Marie Risha who's going to take this one. Battling for second is Rachel Bezic. She goes over in second position at the moment, and it is still a close contest for second, but no doubt about the leader so far.
And yeah, Sarah demonstrating a really great breaststroke technique here, showing fast hand movement, coming up nicely out of the water and driving forward and pressing the legs together to get a great drive. And here she comes, 10 meters to go. Can she get under the 3 minutes? I think she's just going to be outside the 3 minute mark, but it's a great swim here, and she's going to be delighted with this.
Here we go, 304.01 for Sarah Marie Risha, and she'll be pleased with that one, I'm sure. Just about 300ths a second slower than her entry time. Second place is Rachel Bezic. Rachel, of course, representing Stranraer Academy, so right at the top of the country and right at the bottom of the country there, first and second. Sarah Marie Risha finishing clearly ahead of the other swimmers here. Close contest for second.
It was lane 8, wasn't it? Rachel Bezic coming in at 309.69. Just waiting for the confirmation of the result. Here it comes. There it is. Sarah topping the heat. Rachel Bezic in second, and Jennifer Houston just hanging on for third place ahead of Rebecca Braid and Reece Sharp. Reece Sharp, the Glasgow swimmer.
So that'll be the target for the heats to come. But nice swim there from Sarah Marie Risha. That South Mainland cap on. Over the top starts here, the swimmers not coming out of the water prior to the start of this next heat. We have got a few empty lanes. Looks like there's no swimmer in 0 and 1. We do have Alice Meldrum in lane number 2 from Calder Glen. We have Scarlett Donald, from Edinburgh. We have Georgie Officer from Speyside in 4. Kirsty Gillis in 5 from Culloden. Jenny Galloway in 6 from Boroughmuir. We have no swimmer in lane number 7. But we do have Aislinn Emsley from Bridge of Dawn in 8, and Rhea Colbridge from Lasswade in lane number 9. So 304.01 is the target for this one, Ian, and the centre lanes going well at the moment. Yeah. Georgia Officer and Kirsty Gillis.
Georgia Officer just with the lead at that end of that first 50 metres, turning in 40 point, and it was all very close between her and Kirsty Gillis, and those two are the leaders as they go down this second length. Looks like that's an Elgin cap for the swimmer in lane 4, Georgia Officer. So she must be out of the Elgin club up north, being challenge here by Kirsty Gillis. They're going to touch at 126, 128 for those two. Again, that will, if they can finish well in the back half of the race, will give them a chance of getting close to that 3-minute mark.
Yeah, they're looking good at the moment, these two, the two Highland swimmers. One, Georgia Officer in lane 4 from Speyside High School. Culloden Academy in lane number 5. Kirsty Gillis just one lane down, but she is challenging now. Kirsty Gillis is now trying to come through against her Highland rival, Georgia Officer. Georgia Officer, of course, as you said, Ian, it's a combined age group here. Georgia Officer, just 13 years of age, and Kirsty Gillis, 14 years of age, and the older swimmer, showing her strength here. Has a look across, looks like she's got a handy lead there as they go into the final 50.
Well, that was an excellent third length from Kirsty Gillis, 46 seconds. And if she holds that pace, she's going to be right on the 3-minute mark. And she's looking really strong now, pulling well away from the field and going great down this last 50. Great hand action, driving the hands forward quickly, getting into a streamlined position.
Dominate this race.
Well, Georgia Officer now got a fight in her hands to hold on to second position. It does look like Alice Meldrum coming back strongly for third, but in lane number 5 it is Kirsty Gillis. Can she get under the 3-minute mark? I think she might just do that one. 2:59.31 for Kirsty Gillis, and she will be delighted with that one. In second position it was Georgia Officer, 3:05, and in third Alice Meldrum. It was just ahead of Jenny Galloway, but that was a tight finish for third. But what a good second half of the race there from Kirsty Gillis.
She'll be very delighted with that, I think, and it's going to set her up nicely going into this final heat. The girls in the final heat are ranked quicker than that, but they still have to go out and perform. And the 3:04 from Sarah Marie Reeser in heat 1 is still now lying in second place, as second place in that heat was 3:05. There is the confirmed result now. Kirsty Gillis the winner, 2:59.31 from Georgia Officer, and Alice Meldrum taking third place in 3:08.05.
Well, yeah, just shows you the quality of that Shetland swimmer in the first heat there. Still lying in second position, but all the swimmers in this final heat have entry times faster than the heat we have just seen. But we'll see how they go. The final heat is underway. Kirsty Peng from Watson's in lane 0. Shona Graham from Kilgraston in lane 1. Lily Jane Haggerty Evans from Kelvinside in 2. Erin Snow from Lanark in 3. Katie Chan from Shawlands in 4. Lucy Ross from Calder Glen in 5. Beth Gill from St Margaret's in 6. Kirsten Russell Sanderson's in lane 7. Ailey Jaffrey in lane 8 from Howick, and Bridget Lemessurier from Musselburgh in lane number 9.
Now Lucy Ross's entry time of 2:38.71 is inside the championship record set by Katie Robertson last year at 2:40. So it'll be interesting to see if she can get close to that. I mean, it's always different and harder in the long course event, and 2:40 is an outstanding time. But she has got the lead here, as Lucy Ross turned in 36.8 down that first 50. And she's about 2 meters ahead of lane 6, going well, Beth Gill. And out there in lane 3, you've got Erin Snow and Kitty Chan in lane 4. Kitty, one of the City of Glasgow swimmers and one of the top 12-year-old breaststrokers in the country. And watch for her to come back fast in the second 100.
Well, it's a good lead here at the halfway point. Lucy Ross, 1:18.98. Well, just roundabout on that record pace, so keep an eye on that. 2:40.37 for Katie Robertson set last year. That's Katie Robertson. That South Ayrshire group's really gone well on the breaststroke events.
Yeah, they got some really strong breaststrokers down there in South Ayrshire. And Lucy Ross here at the 150 mark now, turning in 2:05. That was a 41 on that 50, so could be around 2:41, 2:42, or if she comes back strong, she'll have a chance at the record.
Well, she's coming in now, surely to claim the gold medal in this one. It's going to be a very impressive swim here for Lucy Ross. The battle is on for silver and bronze between Kitty Chan and Beth Gill. It does look like Kitty Chan is going to be able to get in for second position, but let's have a look at the winner here. She's coming in now, the clock just ticking over, 2:38, 2:39. The record is safe for another day, but Lucy Ross will get the title in 2:42.38. A dominant performance there from Lucy Ross. She will take the gold medal for the girls 13-14 years. Kitty Chan for silver medal position, 2:51.01, and Beth Gill 2:51.99 for third position.
And that's your medalist. Yeah, excellent performance from Lucy Ross. 2:42 at this age is a great performance, and she must be happy with that, even though she looks particularly tired there as she finished and touched the wall.
Well, she has just done a 200 metres breaststroke again.
It is a very tiring event, I can promise you that. I used to do it myself. I've done it in this pool many years ago, and it was really hard, and your legs do hurt at the end of it, that's for sure.
Well, we saw the result just flashing up on your scoreboard there. And Lucy Ross confirmed there as the gold medalist. Presentations will be given for that event in a short time. We do of course move through the age groups now. We're moving up to the 15-16 years girls 200 metres breaststroke. We have two heats of this one. Again, it's heat declared winners. So can anyone in this first heat set a standard for the second heat to come? And they are underway for
there is a change in fact.
the second heat.
In lane 1 is now
Brian Rollo in lane number 0. Lisa Miller in lane number 1 from Mearns High School. We have Morgan Ross from Kilsyth in lane 2. Jennifer Pollock from Stirling High School in lane number 3. Lucienne Doig from Nicholson Institute in lane 4. Rebecca Weir for Largs in lane number 5. Abby Mitchell from Hamilton in lane number 6. Neve Bailey Carnoustie in lane number 7. Jasmine Smith in 8 from Sandwick, another one of these Shetland swimmers. And Lorna Thompson from Grange Academy in lane number 9. Well, good start there in lane number 8. And Jasmine Smith, Shetland swimmers, going well this morning.
Yeah, this is another one of those attacking performances from the outside lane, and we like to see that. Jasmine Smith, and she's just ahead right here of lane 5, which is Rebecca Weir, and coming into the 100. Very close. Who's going to take the touch at the halfway point? Just Rebecca Weir now at 1:23.31, 0.4 ahead of Jasmine Smith, who's taken the race out really hard. Now, can she keep that going, Jasmine, in this second half of the race, or is she going to tie up, as often can be the case? Lane 3 also going well, that's Jennifer Pollock, and lane 2 coming strong now. Morgan Ross out there in lane 2 coming down the third 50.
Yeah, they're all trying to come back now on these early leaders. Rebecca Weir in lane number 5 there in the centre of the picture there. But Jasmine Smith going pretty well there. Down at the bottom here, under the flags as they come up to the last turn, Jasmine Smith is not letting Rebecca Weir get away here. Around about a second in it as they go over that on that final turn. So Rebecca Weir does have the advantage now coming into the final 50.
But Jasmine Smith is picking up her stroke rate down this final 50, and she's not done yet. She is holding on, and she took it out strong, and she's coming back strong. And she may now just have the lead over Rebecca Weir as we get into the final 20 metres.
Well, this could be a little bit of a shock here for Rebecca Weir, was to get edged out by the Shetland swimmer, but Jasmine Smith now going very, very well as they come into the final few strokes here. It's going to be very close indeed as the picture just levels out there. Oh boy, that was very close. 1/100th of a second separating the top two. Rebecca Weir gets the touch.
2:57.73 and 2:57.74 for Rebecca Weir and Jasmine Smith as that result gets confirmed. Jennifer Pollock was in third place, but so close there on the touch. It all came down to that touch, and that's why it's really so important that swimmers practice those finishes in training and hit the wall hard. It's not just about touching that pad, you've got to touch it really hard to create enough pressure to stop the clock. And on that occasion, it was Rebecca Weir who got her hands there first.
Here is Rebecca Weir, looking pretty satisfied with that one. She just was able to hold on there, and the Shetland swimmers, those two swimmers in the last two events there, have really started well this morning. This is, though, the second and final heat of the girls 15-16 200 metres breaststroke. Couple of empty lanes here, but we do have Hannah Finnick in lane 0, Devon Anderson in lane 2, Rachel Woolley in lane 3, Anna McCulloch in 4, Katie Lynch in 6, and Shiona McCafferty in lane 7, Orla Edwards in lane 8, and Amy McCrosty in lane number 9. So two swimmers there out ahead, almost together. Katie Lynch in lane number 6 from St Ambrose, and Orla Edwards from Afford Academy in lane number 8. Very close contest so far.
Yeah, and again, it's another strong swim from lane 8, just like we saw in the last heat. Orla Edwards right up on the lane rope, taking it out strong, fast stroke rating. Probably just in second place behind Katie Lynch here, but with lane 5 missing here, there's an opportunity for girls here to get in amongst the medals if they're willing to take the race on. And lane 8 looks like she's exactly doing that. Just turned there, Ola Adams at 1:19.14, just behind Katie Lynch, turning in 1:17.27.
Well, Katie Lynch there, representing today St Ambrose, and she is looking good so far. St Ambrose from Coatbridge has really come away now from the others. Does look like Orla Edwards in second position from Afford in Aberdeenshire, but she can't live with the pace at the moment of Katie Lynch, who has done a really good job on that third 50.
Yeah, Katie looks like she's in control of this race. 50 metres to go, 4 metres clear of the field, but it's wide open still for the medals here, and it could go anywhere for the bronze and silver medals. That's well up for grabs, and it's all down to this final 50.
And Katie Lynch now looks like she has got this one sewn up. It does look like Orla Edwards is going well in second position. Is going to hold on for that second medal position there. But it does look like Katie Lynch is going to be the title winner here. They are aiming for the time in that first heat, 2:57.74. They're going to be well inside that. And Katie Lynch is going to come home to take the title for St Ambrose. Katie Lynch takes it in a time of 2:45.76. A good swim from Orla Edwards, 2:50.26. And it's Rachel Woolley who gets in from Cults Academy for third position. And a bronze medal to Rachel Woolley.
Rachel Woolley takes the bronze, 2:53.19.
Excellent swimming from all 3 of those medalists there. The result there, it is confirmed. Rachel Woolley just held on for that bronze, 0.2 ahead of McClafferty in lane 7. So Katie Lynch is the winner of the 15-16 200 metre breaststroke. We've got now the 17 to 19-year-old girls 200 metre breaststroke with just one heat. So it's all down to this race to decide the medals.
Well, this could be a very close one indeed. We have 9 swimmers taking the start for this one. Oh, a little bit of a problem there. There is 9 swimmers on the start sheet, but doesn't look like the swimmers are in the correct order at the moment. Officials just trying to sort things out here. There should be a swimmer in lane number 7, but we don't have anyone so far. It should be Shannon Patterson in lane number 7, the Broxburn swimmer. There we go. Girls have sorted themselves out. So we have 9 swimmers, lanes 0 through to 8. And Heather Martin from Mearns High School in 0. Ailsa Duthie from Albin in 1. Katie McIntyre, Carluke in 2. Robin Patrick from Lanark in 3. Emma Chittleborough from St George's in 4. Heather Lees in 5 from Kirsten. Kate Story from Hermitage in 6. Shannon Patterson is now in lane 7, and Anna Pollock is now in lane number 8. Well, Emma Chittleborough and Heather Lees, just 9/100 separating those two in terms of their entry times.
Yeah, although knowing a little bit about the two of them, the entry times they're entered on could be a little misleading, as Emma Chilteborough has a much faster personal best time than Heather Lees. Emma swims out of Warren de Bath's club in Edinburgh and is one of the top junior breaststrokers in Scotland, and she tends to go out quite controlled in the first half and always puts in a really strong second 100. Heather Lees in lane 5 is a City of Glasgow swimmer and moved to the City of Glasgow this season and has been swimming really well in her breaststroke events, and she's challenging Emma here as they go down this first 100 coming into the turn.
Well, it is Emma Chittleborough there, 117.35. Heather Lees, 118.23. So not much separating those top two. Nice battle for third position. Kate Story just for the edge over Robin Patrick at the moment, but still a couple of swimmers still in contention for that. Shannon Patterson back in the water again, having quite a difficult start to the morning, quite a heavy programme for her. And Chittleborough, though, at the head of the field, looking like she's just getting the edge over Heather Lees.
Yeah, Chittleborough has it with 1 length to go. Chittleborough has a really long, smooth stroke and a great, powerful kick that drives her forward and gives her a great technique in the breaststroke. But she's pulling Heather Lees along here and turning at the 2-minute mark. This could pull Heather Lees into a great time for her. Chittleborough it is with 25 metres to go now. She's 2 metres clear of Heather Lees, and as they fight it out, it looks like Chittleborough will take it, but Heather Lees isn't done yet.
Well, here is Emma Chittleborough now. She's coming away. She's just shown her strength in the second half of this race. Emma Chittleborough will come home in around about 2:40. She is in now, 2:41.78. Heather Lees in second, 2:45.24. What a contest for third. Is it going to be lane number 7? Shannon Patterson in there. Another good swim from Shannon Patterson, and she gets in for the bronze medal position.
Yeah, it's a great final 50 from Shannon Patterson, 2:51.49, just a half a second ahead of Robin Patrick. But here on the replay, you can see Emma taking the touch, a good finish from her, also a good swim and a good finish from Heather Lees to get that silver medal. I think she'll be happy with her 2:45 performance.
It was very, very close for the third position. Shannon Patterson just getting the touch there ahead of Robin Patrick and Heather Martin. But no doubt about the top two. Lees getting second position, but Chittleborough will be the champion. Well, we'll move on to presentations now. And
Leo, you'll need a presentation right now.
just waiting for the swimmers to get these presentations, but some good swims so far. Ian, fantastic performances we've seen. We've seen one record so far. That great swim from Katie Shanahan in the 50 metres backstroke. Let's look and see if she can improve that record when she goes to the final later on in the session.
Yeah, Katie's swim has been the highlight of the session so far. But this is the presentation now for the 14-year-old girls 200 metre breaststroke.
See the presentation party. Director of Brodies, the bronze medalist Beth Gill, not appearing on the podium. We'll catch up with Beth, I'm sure. Kitty Chan had a great finish there to come through for the silver medal position. There's Lucy Ross. You were impressed by that swim, Ian. Very good swim.
Lucy out of East Kilbride. Another great breaststroker coming through in the Scottish ranks, and we've got lots of those at the moment, so it's great to see the tradition continuing.
There's the gold and silver medalists. Bronze medalists will find its way to its owner a little bit later.
For the girls, 15, 16 years, 200 metres breaststroke.
15, 16 years, girls. That's two again so far. Coming up for the medal presentation. Oh, here we are. We have three now. Thought there was going to be a trend there.
Rachel Woolley took the bronze medal, the Cults Academy swimmer.
Silver medalist representing Christland High School, Heather Lees. Sorry, my apologies. Silver medalist representing Afford Academy, Orla Edwards.
Orla Edwards from Afford Academy, the silver medal. And the gold medal goes to Katie Lynch.
Champion representing St Ambrose High School, Katie Lynch.
It's another good swim, that Katie Lynch. She really dominated that one. Another swimmer really coming through in the second half of that race. Very important in the 200 breaststroke, just to keep that strength up in the second half of that race, isn't it?
It is. It's the ideal way to swim the 200. You've got to hold your pace down the second 50 and third 50 and try and pick it up a little bit quicker on the final 50. Not easy to do, easy to say it, but very difficult to execute it because of the fatigue that the swimmers go through in that race. And finally, the 17 to 19-year-old girls presentation.
Well, it promised to be a close contest at the front of the field in the end. Emma Chittleborough was a comfortable winner, and Shannon Patterson, she saw her swim the 400 freestyle. She's back in the 200 breaststroke in a matter of an hour.
Yeah.
She's got a medal.
Great efforts from her this morning. And Heather Lees, another one who was in the pool at 6 o'clock this morning for a 2-hour training session before she stayed to do this 200 breaststroke, and she'll be really happy with that performance. The new 2:45 for her in the long course in January is a good swim, and Emma Chittleborough collecting the gold medal, getting off her long course season off to a good start as well.
Yeah, three delighted medalists there. Just getting their pictures taken in front of the Brodies stand. Great to have the support from Brodies for this event. They have supported this event for a number of years now, probably at least a decade. I'm not sure if the sponsorship goes back a little bit further than that, but they've been a great supporter of school swimming for many years now.
And indeed, this event wouldn't be able to happen in quite the same way if it wasn't for the support of Brodies, and everyone here is grateful to them for their continued support of this event. Okay, so it's time now for the boys 13-14 years 200 metre individual medley. There are 2 heats of this event, and we're about to start heat 1.
Well, remember, and keep your tweets coming in here. We'll try and if we have time to draw breath to get round, reading out some of your tweets, it's hashtag SSSC16. So keep those tweets coming, we'll try and get round to them. So we move on to 200 metres, individual medley. We have 2 heats for this 13-14 years event. We have Sam Coates from Oban High in lane 0. Nathan Grimley for St Kernaghan's in lane number 1. Andrew Arthur from Ellen Academy in lane 2. Callum Hillis from Woodmill in lane number 3. Angus Henry from Wick in lane number 5. Ewan McDonald from Thurso. Angus Henry in lane 4. Ewan McDonald in lane number 5. Craig Gibb goes for Grove Academy in lane number 6. We have Owen McBurney from Dumfries in 7. Jake Lindsay in 8 from Greenfields. And Craig Yeardley in 9 from St Mungo's. So those are your lineup for the first of the 2 heats in the 13-14 years. I like the individual medleys, Ian. Things can change about a lot as the strokes change.
That's right, it's a fascinating event, the 200 medley or the 400 medley, always watching the differences in the strengths and weaknesses of the swimmers. You can never quite tell who's going to get it when you see the first 2 strokes take place, the fly and the backstroke. It could be a really strong backstroker who's got a weak breaststroke, and then the strong breaststrokers tend to come through on this third 50, and then it's all down to a battle on the freestyle, who's got the most energy left in that final 50.
Well, good start there for Owen McBurney in lane number 7. He's just being challenged now by lane number 5, Ewan McDonald. So Ewan McDonald with the black cap, Owen McBurney with the silver cap there. Just about holding on here. Very, very close for 3rd position. All the other swimmers almost in a row there. But it is Ewan McDonald in the black cap. He's going to go against Owen McBurney now. McBurney with that long, rangy freestyle, long arms for this young swimmer.
It could be anyone's race still. Lane 2 coming back. Really strong here. Arthur Andrew as well. And he's not out of this yet. He's coming back. Lane 3 is also going well. But maybe lane 7, Owen McBurney just with the lead now in the final 8 metres.
Well, Owen McBurney has swum this very, very well, and he's going to hold on. Those rangy arms there, bringing him home in a very good time of 2:35.76. And he is ahead of Andrew Arthur, who finished very strongly there in lane number 2 at the top of your picture. And Ewan McDonald in 3rd position, 2:36.76. So a great race there, and danger all over the pool as they came into the finish.
Yeah, all the top 3 there within 1 second of each other. Just again emphasising how close these races can be. And that's the 2:35 marker now. That is the challenge for Heat 2 to beat and try and win the medals. It should be somewhere around the low 220s, I think. And we look forward to seeing what's going to happen in this final heat right now.
This is the 2nd heat. And the target for this 2nd heat is that 2:35.76 set in that 1st heat. We have Kerr Martin in lane 0 from Kristen, Douglas Kelly from Glasgow in 1, Joseph Brownlee, St Kernaghan's in 2, Oscar Smiley, Kyle Academy in 3, Rory Dixon from Garnock Academy in 4. It's Stuart Brody from Calder Glen in 5, Joe Ewing in 6 from Stuart Melville, and Daniel Saunders in 7 from Watson's, Jack Dalgetty in 8 from Montefieth, and Sam Mitchell from Stranraer in lane number 9. Good start there. Out there in lane 1 was Douglas Kelly, and maybe just coming through in those centre lanes in the yellow markers there is lane number 5, Brodie Stewart. Challenged now though by Joe Ewing, who's come very well in lane number 6.
Yeah, Joe Ewing, the Warrender swimmer, and he touches just ahead of Stuart Brodie, 107s, and here we go into the breaststroke. This is a fascinating race. Joe Ewing has really attacked this, and he's looking strong on the breaststroke here. Joe, his swims out of Warrandy.
Will be. I'd like to see the close races here, and that was one of the closest we've had so far. And Rory Dixon and Joe Ewing fighting out for the gold and silver medal positions. We're just about to move on to the next event, which is the boys 15-16 years in this 200 metres individual medley. We have 2 heats here, and again a couple of lanes that are free at the moment, but we do have Fraser Collier from Kyle Academy in lane 0, Charlie DeVoe from Marcheston in 1, Finlay Nesbitt from Kinross in lane number 2. No swimmer in lane 3, but we do have Ewan Gumbrell from Fortrose in lane 5, Maxwell Catamol in lane number 5, the early leader, and in lane number 6, Alex Beveridge, and in lane number 7, Nathan McMurty. So 7 swimmers taken to the water here, but no doubt about the leader so far. Real positive start there from Maxwell Catamol from Lathallen in lane number 5.
Yeah, he was out in 29.4, 2 or 3 seconds ahead of everyone else in this field, and he's still well clear on the backstroke. Looks like he's got a South Aberdeenshire hat on there, and that's one of the strong clubs in the country. And he turns at 106.74. This is a really strong swim here. If he can keep it going on the breaststroke, this is going to set a good standard for the second heat to follow.
Well, he had the fastest entry time for this one, 2:23.50. So he is on course to be inside that time. Maybe we'll see if he can keep this pace going as he comes in to the end of this breaststroke leg. Looking good so far. Maxwell Catamol, Alex Beveridge in second position in lane number 6.
Catamol it is, with coming in at the end of the breaststroke. The South Aberdeenshire swimmers all tend to be good breaststrokers, coached well up there by Gary Patterson. And Catamol it is at 1:52. He could be aiming for around a 2:24 here if he can hold it strong on the freestyle. Alex Beveridge is in second place, well clear himself of Finlay Nesbitt in third.
Well, Catamol coming away now to take this one. Looks like second place is pretty clear for Alex Beveridge. Could well be lane number 2, Finlay Nesbitt, for third position. But here comes Catamol now in lane number 5. He is in 2:27.45. The pace just dropping off slightly on the freestyle there. And in second position, Alex Beveridge, 2:31. And in third place was Finlay Nesbitt, 2:33.61. So that is the top 3. But a good swim, certainly in those early stages for Maxwell Catamol.
Yeah, he took it out really strong. Maybe paid for that a little bit down the final 50. You could see he was tying up on the freestyle, but I'm sure he'll be happy with the 2:27.45 swim that he did to win that heat. Just waiting of confirmation. There it is. He has been confirmed as the winner. Alex Beveridge in second place, and Finlay Nesbitt took third place in that heat. We've got one heat to go in the 15-16-year-old boys 200 medley, and over to the start right now.
Well, this is the second and final heat there. They will be chasing that time set in that previous heat, 2:27.45. We spoke about entry times earlier, Ian. It is early season, very early season. People just getting back into the competitions following Christmas.
Yeah. The short course season up to Christmas, people wouldn't really have done many long course events, but now into January, the long course season is starting to kick in. Some people might have raced a long course event already, wanted to people have from my club, I know that, but this is the first national long course event on the calendar of the year, and in this facility at Tollcross, it's always a good chance to post a fast time. It's a fast pool, everybody knows that, and the swimmers should be looking for personal bests if they've been keeping their training up through January.
Well, we'll see how close any of these swimmers can go to their best times and their entry times. Full lineup for this one: Ewan McGowan from Aboyne in 0, Callum Chittleborough from Edinburgh in lane number 1, Kieran Bryan from Glasgow in 2, Jack Green from Forfar in 3, Giano Napolitano from DL in lane number 4, Thomas Balfour from Brannock, the favourite for this one, in lane number 5, Greg Rowe from Queen Anne in 6, Scott Gibson in 7 from Mearns High School, in 8 Mitchell Stevenson Carluke, and in 9 Philip Yule from West Hill. But Thomas Balfour, well, his entry time is around about 5 seconds faster than anyone in this field, and he is certainly showing that at the moment. Balfour going really well, good contest for second, but Thomas Balfour looks like he's got this one sewn up.
Yeah, Balfour, who swims for Bells Hill, just down the road here from Glasgow. He's well clear here, but the race in this one is all about second and third. It's wide open for the silver and bronze medals right now. Balfour's going to get the gold, that's for sure. But who's going to get silver and bronze? What a race we have.
Well, here comes Thomas Balfour now. 2:12 was his entry time. It is the boys 15-16 years. The championship record held by Mark Sharanek was set way back in 2011. What a battle for second here. It is going to be Balfour will take this one. It looks like Greg Rowe is going to get in for second. Balfour takes it. It is Greg Rowe in second. It is Scott Gibson in third. But what a tussle for second, third and fourth position. And they were all closing up on Balfour. And it's just as well he had that handy lead after 150.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him there. He either he deliberately slowed down because he had the lead, or he really tied up badly, because everyone closed right up on him, and another 5 meters, and I think they would have taken him down. But Greg Rowe it was who chased him all the way to get the silver, and we're just going to have to wait for confirmation of the result. Balfour was the winner.
It was a good swim there, and very fast finishing there from the two inside Thomas Balfour. Greg Rowe and Scott Gibson pushing each other on to excellent swims there, excellent positions. Just too much to do to catch Balfour as he came in to take that title. We have got a couple of tweets coming in as these swimmers exit the water. Bankery Primary are watching our girls from Bankery Primary School in Aberdeenshire. Exciting, they say. And the Greenies, good luck to all the Tayside swimmers taking part in the Scottish schools this weekend. We will try and read out these messages. Keep the tweets coming. Hashtag SSSC16 as we move on to the next event, which is the boys 17 to 19 years, 200 metres individual medley. We do have a couple of empty lanes, but we do have Stuart Davidson from Meldrum in lane number 0. Callum Gowran from Stonelaw in 1. Max Burns from Bearsden in lane number 2. We have Oscar Heald from Elgin in lane number 4. Jamie Murray from Dunblane in 5. Kieran Mullins from Duncanrig in lane number 6. Onishi Hiro from Linlithgow in lane number 7. And Ensaf Karim from Marchison in lane number 8. Coming up to the halfway point on the backstroke leg, looking like a very strong backstroke for Max Burns. Max Burns from Bearsden. He has got a lead of around about 2 seconds, 2 and a bit seconds from Jamie Murray in the centre lane. Can things change around as they move on to the breaststroke?
This is a really strong swim from Max Burns, the 18-year-old from Bearsden, and he's still looking good on the breaststroke. He's taking it out hard through the butterfly and backstroke, and remaining strong ahead, keeping his lead over Oscar Heald in lane 4 and Jamie Murray lane 5.
Well, the two breaststrokers in the middle, coming back now on Max Burns. Remember, 2 heats of this one will decide the winners. Heat declared from the 2 heats. The faster heat still to come, but Max Burns is off the wall there, like a bullet there. I thought the 2 breaststrokers were catching him, but Max Burns has just shot away off that turn.
Yeah, Max Burns still looking strong, although the Elgin swimmer here, Oscar Heald in lane 4, is coming back strong, but I don't think he's got enough to take down Max Burns. Max Burns going to hold on as he comes into the final 5 meters here in this first heat.
Well, Max Burns will take that one in a time of 2:21.84. Oscar Heald a second and a half behind him in 2:23.24. But Max Burns, that's a big improvement on his entry time of 2:27. 6 seconds almost inside that posted time.
Yeah, he'll be delighted with that. We don't know all their PBs right here, but that could well be a long course best time for Max Burns, and it will give a little bit of a challenge there to this second heat to see what they can do. We've got some good swimmers coming in heat 2 of this 17 to 19-year-old race, and 221.84 will be the immediate target that they have to take down.
Well, we'll see what these swimmers in the final heat can do. But that was a very good performance there from Max Burns from Bearsden Academy. Guy Evans Haggerty goes in lane 0 from Kelvin's side. Gregor Swinney in 1 from Pupils High School. Richard Laird from Mearns High School in 2. Alan Chew from Strathallan in lane number 3. Greg Turner Balweary in lane number 4. Callum Laurie from Dollar Academy in 5. Ross Leslie Hamilton in 6. Chris Frobisher St Maurice's in 7. Marcus Hills from Hermitage Academy in lane 8. And Jamie Easton from Beaconhurst in lane number 9. Callum Laurie first to the wall, just a couple of tenths ahead of Ross Leslie.
Callum Laurie, who swims for the First Club in Falkirk. He's one of Scotland's leading junior individual medley swimmers, and he would be the expected favourite for this event. Probably favours the 400 distance in the medley, but is also very strong 200 medley swimmer and a good breaststroker, so I'd expect him to keep the lead in this breaststroke. He's turned first, 1 minute .98. That's easily the quickest of the field. Second place is Ross Leslie, just outside Callum in lane 6, but Callum still looking strong, as I said, down the breaststroke. He's a great breaststroker, so he should have no problem holding on here.
Yeah, Callum Laurie looking away and clear here. Very occasionally this morning we've seen one swimmer completely dominate the race, and it looked like we have one here, and that is Callum Laurie from Dollar Academy in lane number 5. The championship record, well, just shows the quality of this championship, held by the Commonwealth champion in 400 individual medley, Dan Wallace, set back in 2011. Callum Laurie may struggle to achieve that record, but he's certainly ahead of the field, and a great contest for second. At the top of your screen you can just make out the battle for silver medal position.
Well, Laurie is almost 10, maybe 15 metres clear here coming into the finish. What a swim from him. 2:10.70. That's a great morning swim here from Callum Laurie. Second place is very close. It's just gone to Ross Leslie on 2:17.95, only 15/100ths ahead of Richard Laird, in the fast finishing Richard Laird in lane 2 there.
There is Callum Laurie. Well, dominated that one, a time of 2:10.70. That's very good indeed for Callum Laurie. On this stage of the season, that is a superb swim from him, and he will claim the title. And second position, Ross Leslie, was just almost caught by Richard Laird, but Leslie hold on, 2:17.95 ahead of Richard Laird, 2:18.10. But Callum Laurie will take that one, 2:10.70 for Laurie. Really dominated that one from start to finish. And There is the confirmed result. We do have a disqualification, but it doesn't affect the top three. Laurie takes the gold medal, Leslie the silver medal position, and Laird the bronze.
And we have a tweet here from Kelso Netball Club. Good luck from all at Kelso Netball Club to Amy Richardson in the girls 100 butterfly representing Kelso High School.
And we'll move straight to the presentation ceremonies for the boys 200 metres individual medley.
Well, we've seen swimmers from all over the country here, from as far away as Shetland have featured in a couple of races this morning. They've done very well. We had a swimmer from Stranraer as well coming in, and kind of all corners of the country represented here. It's great to see this championships being supported.
Yeah.
Are these little backstroke starting platforms going in for the next event?
Yeah, these are the new devices that came into operation in the last 12 months that help the backstroke swimmers get just a little bit more grip and a little bit of advantage as they start. Often backstroke can be a tricky way to get away from the wall. The feet can slip on the wall, and these new devices have stopped all that. The swimmers get away much better now.
Well, we have the medalists for the 13-14 years. For the boys, Rory Dixon from Garnock Academy taking the gold medal there. Close contest there with Joe Ewing. And Douglas Kelly from, well, one of the outside lanes, almost lane 1 coming through. High School of Glasgow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medalists for the boys 15, 16, 200 metres individual medley.
Presentation now for the next age group.
The bronze medalist from Mearns High School, Scott Gibson.
There is Scott Gibson
Silver medalist from Queen
taking the bronze medal.
Rowe.
Greg Rowe, but there was,
The gold medalist in the
well, for a long period in that race, there was no doubt about the winner, but they all closed up on him at the end.
Yeah, Thomas Balfour had that race all the way, but had it been a few more meters, he could have lost it. But he did hang on for the gold, and that's what it's all about. And he'll no doubt be pleased to be the Brodies Scottish Schools champion.
Final set of presentations.
Please welcome the medalist for the boys 17 to 19.
It's the 17-19 years age group. Another great performance here. Callum Laurie with that time of 2:10.70. Another really good contest for the silver and bronze position. Richard Laird just losing out to Ross Leslie by a very small margin. But Callum Laurie really dominated that race. An excellent time there. Callum Laurie, 18 years of age, so he might have another year to go to try and challenge the championship record held by Dan Wallace from way back in 2011. That time of 2:07.05, that's a good target, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a really outstanding target from Dan Wallace. And Dan, of course, went on to become 4th in the World Championships in 2015 in the 200 medley, setting a new Scottish record of 1 minute 57. He also holds the short course record at 1:55. So Dan, really one of the best swimmers in the world for individual medley, and again another example of why the standard here at the Scottish Schools Championships is so high, and we've got a lot of history behind it.
Just flicking through the records here that we have this morning, some really big names that we've seen go on to greater things. Commonwealth Championships, World Championships, Olympic swimmers here represented. We saw Hannah Miley held the record in the 400 freestyle. Hannah Miley, a great supporter of Scottish swimming events over the years, and obviously at this schools event as well in the past. Move on to the next event, which is the girls 13-14 years, 100 metres backstroke. Three heats of this one. This is the first heat. Molly Murray from Loudon goes in 0. Karen Heath from Clifton Hall in 1. Maria Cabrelli, Eastern Primary School in 2. Ella McKechnie from Oban High in 3. Katie Tulloch, Bankery in 4. Rebecca Adams, Johnson High School in 5. Morven Lister, Woodmill High School in 6. Ellen Smith, Boroughmuir in 7. Caitlin Dick from Inverurie in 8. And Abigail MacArthur, Lesmahago in 9.
And a close racing prospect here, but lane 6, Morven Lister is the early leader, 35.14 as she turns at the 50 mark, just ahead of Ellen Smith, who's right close, right up on her now. Ellen in lane 7, and it's these two, but this race could go anywhere. There's about 6 or 7 swimmers all in a line here with 25 metres to go.
Yeah, it's very, very close indeed. This is one of the closest races we've seen today. And, well, it's anybody's guess who's going to get this one. Maybe lane number 7 going well. Ellen Smith maybe just edging it ahead of Morven Lister. It does look like lane number 7. As we come to the finish, a good finish there for Ellen Smith, and she gets it by just 0.1 of a second, 1:14.53 against 1:14.63, and in third position up there in lane 1, Karen Heath in a time of 1:15.21.
Those girls all going inside their entry time, which was probably set in a 25-metre event, so to do that in this long course facility will be great for them this morning, and they're going to be really happy with their performance. Even though it might not make the medals, they're going to get a big PB from that, I would think.
We do have 3 heats of this one. Move on now to heat number 2.
And I think you can see here already when we see these backstroke starting platforms going in, you saw from that first heat just how much help it gave some of those girls getting away in that first.
Interesting. No, Ian, lane number 6 not choosing to use that backstroke platform.
Yeah, that is interesting, and perhaps they're not sure of what to do with it, but I think as they get older and more experienced, they will use these platforms as it does give them a help. But you're right, the swimmer is not obliged to use it. They can ask for it to be taken out of the pool, and they can just do a normal start off the pad.
Yeah, as you said, fairly new rule that came in just a year or so ago. So some of the swimmers maybe just opting to go with the tried and tested method they've done for a number of years.
Yeah, of course, because a lot of the clubs don't have these in their own program, so the swimmer may not have practiced with it ever before. This might be the first time they've ever seen the backstroke ledge, and it might be something new to them that they don't want to try just yet.
Quick run through the swimmers here: Laura McNeil, Nina Johnston, Molly Brown, Katie McGee, Faye Ritchie, Elaine Murray, Sophie Cameron, Kimmy Ray, Rachel Gillespie and Amber Jeffrey. That is the lineup, and Sophie Cameron is the one who is bringing them home here. Maybe it could be lane number 2, Molly Brown in second position, but Sophie Cameron is going to take this second heat. Her entry time of 1:13. She's coming home in a time of 1:12, yeah, 1:12.49. She'll be pleased with that one. Molly Brown it was in for second position, and Amber Jeffrey down here in the outside lane in lane number 9, 1:15.55. So Sophie Cameron took that one. Trying to look at the scoreboard, which is 50 metres away as she bangs into the wall at the end. She'll be pleased with that one though, 1:12.49 to take that one. Sophie Cameron.
They just said that they
representing Belmont Academy.
I don't know whether it was those guys or you guys. Something about short course times. I don't know. I'm not going to reply. I don't know what to say. I'll just ignore it. I don't really have to say anything.
We move on to the third heat now. A third of the 3 heats. That previous time there will be the target for this final heat. This is the girls 13, 14 years. Emma Gemmell from Green Falls will go in lane 0. Katie Goodburn from Mary Erskine in lane 1. Erica Kopek from Kelso, we had a good luck message for her earlier. Ella Shields from Bearsden in 3. Caitlin Dodds from Auchmuty in 4. Serena Thegawarma from Bearsden in 5. Maria MacDonald from Bucksburn in 6. Darcy Adam from Falkirk High in 7. Sophie Newbury from Hamilton in 8. And Victoria McCormick in lane number 9 from Breaststroke. Well, we'll see where this one can go. Promises to be a close one. Caitlin Dodds in lane number 4 is off to a good start. Serena Wigerum from Bearsden in lane number 5. Those two centre lanes inside the yellow markers here, but also going well in lane number 3. Ella Shields. So the two Bearsden swimmers may well be 1 and 2 as they go over on this turn here. It is lane 1, Ella Shields. It is Igawarm in lane number 5 in 2nd position. It's Mary McDonald in 3rd position.
This is a really close race here. Ellie Shields just has it, but Serena Wigerum in lane 5, the city of Glasgow. Summer is looking strong and she's challenging, but Ellie Shields is holding a stroke rate, holding a leg kick, and in fact is beginning to pull away now in this final 5 meters. Can she get close to the record? I think it's a 107. She's just outside that. It's a 108.54 from Ellis Shields to take the win there.
It was very good from Ellis Shields, wasn't it? It was a great swim there from lane number 3, a 108.54. She has won it by a big margin ahead of Serena Wigerum. And there is the finish there, lane number 3. Well, a little bit of a bent arm at the finish there, but it doesn't matter. Ellis Shields takes that one in 108.54. An excellent swim there. Serena Wigerum in 2nd and Mary McDonald in 3rd position, just ahead of Caitlin Dodds.
Yeah, a really great race there. 108, 13, 14-year-old girls dipping under the 110 for 100 backstroke is a great target, and she did that 108 and must be a personal best, and she sets her up really nicely now for the rest of this season. Moving on to the 15, 16-year-old girls 100 meter backstroke. We have 3 heats of this event, and we're looking at some strong swimmers here. Some of Scotland's best junior backstrokers represented in this 15, 16-year-old section.
This is heat number 1. Officials just checking the feet position there, just peering over, make sure all the swimmers are complying with the starting rules. Line up with this one. Zoe Cameron in 0 from Mearns High School. Anna Galloway, Boroughmuir in lane 1. Holly Miller, Hamilton in 2. Ailey Lister from Woodmill in lane number 3. Lauren Leslie in 4 from Afford. In 5, Katrin Ruff from Perth. In 6, Emma Scully from Glasgow. 7, Anna Fullerton from Woodmill. 8, Abigail Main from Cathkin. And 9, Annabelle McGregor from St Joseph's. But Emma Scully off to a very, very good start there. 33.36 at the turn, ahead of McGregor, 35.14.
Yeah, and Emma Scully, one of the girls I had in training this morning, another one who was here at 6 o'clock for a 2-hour workout, and it's not done her any harm. She is winning this heat here, and I know if she can get under the 110, she's going to be really happy with this event. 109 was her target, she told me this morning, and if she can, I said if she can get 108, she'll be really delighted. Here she comes, and she touches 108.65. That's just exactly what I thought she could go this morning, and she'll be pleased with that.
Well, she's pleased, our coach is pleased. And there we go, 108.65 from Emma Scully. And in 2nd position, it looks like it's Anna Galloway in 112.88, and Holly Miller in 3rd position, 113.53. But Emma Scully, well, I can see you telling that to all your swimmers now before they go into an event. Let's do a 2-hour session before we go into a national event.
Exactly. Well, I did encourage them. I told them it wouldn't do any harm if they came training this morning, and there's the perfect proof of that. Emma was working really hard this morning with some race pace 50s, and there she was. It's come into great effect, and she's done her best ever performance in 100 backstroke long course, and coming right into good form after a difficult period in the last few months.
Well, Emma's time that she set in that heat there is faster than all the entry times for these swimmers in this second heat. So this will be interesting to see if these second heat swimmers can get inside that time set by Emma Scully. Swimmers in this heat are Hannah Dryborough in 0, Laura McLeay in lane 1, Alicia Lumsden in lane 2, Kirsten Barrett in 3, Laya Summers in 4, Robin Morrison in 5, Sarah Fraser in 6, Katrin McManus in 7, Katie Murray in 8, and Madison Deakin in lane 9.
And just try and catch up on a couple of the tweets we've had in. One here from Michelle Hall. Good luck to all the Old Macker Academy from swimmers today from Aberdeen. And good luck also to the Scottstown Primary relay team later today from Aberdeen. Michelle Hall sending in those tweets.
And very, very close this one, but right at the top of your screen there. Probably not quite catching her because she is leading there in lane number 0. Just out of your picture here is the leader, and she has come through very strongly here. And it is going to be Hannah Dryborough. Not quite catching her there. There we are, we're catching up with Hannah Dryborough. She was so fast, she was out of your shot here at 107.90. Well, she has gone faster than Emma Scully, and another good swim there. 107.90 for Hannah Dryborough. That's impressive.
107 from the outside lane in 0. That is a great performance, and a little bit of a shock there coming in after a 1:10.99 entry. All the entry times were done in a short course pool, but they're coming here to race long course, and it's always difficult to compare some of these entry times because they were set on different days and different conditions and different venues and against different types of opposition. So they come here and it's a long course event. The times have not been converted from short to long in the entry program, so they're just a guideline for us and for the swimmers. They don't necessarily reflect what the result can be, as you can see in that heat when Hannah dropped from a 1:10 down to a 1:7. So that really sets up a really interesting final heat now, because 1:7 from Hannah and 1:08 from Emma. Although we've got some faster swimmers in the heat than that, they're not going to be able to be complacent here. They're going to have to get their foot down, and if they want to get a medal here in this race.
We'll keep an eye on the clock here, as well as the finishing positions in this final heat. Annie Gould from Hutchison goes in 0. Ella Turner from Cults Academy in 1. Katie Golder, Lass Wade in 2. Anna McFarlane, St George's in 3. Niamh Ritchie from Mary Erskine in 4. Caitlin Duffy, Belmont in 5. Megan Niven from Mar College in 6. Ali Morrison, Arbroath High School in 7. Catherine Comrie from Inverkeithing High School in 8. And Kayla Manson in lane 9 from Anderson High School. Well, can anyone get faster than the 107.90? You've got to expect the swimmers in the centre lane would do, and they are pacing each other here, stroke for stroke, as they come into the turn. Very tight, and it's Caitlin Duffy with a very slender advantage over Niamh Ritchie.
Yeah, Caitlin Duffy and Niamh Ritchie turning in 32.5, 32.6. Anna McFarlane 32.8. Katie Golder at 33.0. 4 swimmers, maybe 5 swimmers in a line here coming into the final 25. It's just lane 5. Caitlin Duffy with the advantage, but anyone's race.
Oh, here's Caitlin Duffy now, coming through now. Can Niamh Ritchie challenge in these closing stages? Niamh Ritchie really pushing hard there. It may well be Niamh Ritchie who's going to take this one. A great finish from Niamh Ritchie. She gets it in 106.92. Caitlin Duffy 107.29 and Anna McFarlane 107.74. She does enough for the bronze medal position, and that is only just faster than Hannah Dryborough in that previous heat. So that was the quality of Hannah Dryborough's swim, but 3 quality swims there to take the medals there. And Niamh Ritchie, that was a strong finish.
Oh, Niamh really put it down in the last 10 metres there. She was in second place. And Caitlin Duffy maybe tying up a little, but Niamh actually accelerated in the last 10 metres, took the touch, 106.92. Good performance from her. And 107s for the other positions. And Hannah Dryborough winning that. He actually ended up in 4th place overall. And Emma Scully also in the top 6 there at the end of that race. So it just shows if you're in the early heat and you're willing to get the job done, you can challenge for the medals in that final position.
And that was a great swim. All 3 heats in some sensational swims there. Emma Scully, Hannah Dryborough, and of course Niamh Ritchie in that final heat to take that gold medal. We'll see that presentation very shortly, but we do have the next final coming quick and fast here. It is the girls 17 to 19 years, one and only heat of this 100 metres backstroke. And we do have no swimmer in lane 0. We have Ailsa Beck in lane 1, Erin Holmes in 2, Robin Crawford in 3, Karen Reid in 4, Callum McIntosh in 5, Mari Swanson in 6, Kirsty Pitts in 7, Brooke Gillis is not starting in lane number 8, but Heather Mulvaney is in lane number 9.
And we've got 8 swimmers in this. There's only 1 heat, so it's all on this heat alone. And we've got 4 swimmers turning in the 32 point again. So we could be looking at 106 pace, 107. He's going to do it here. And Karen Reid is the strong backstroker, accelerating now down this final 50, pulling away actually from the rest of the swimmers.
Well, the Mar College swimmer is Karen Reid in lane number 4. Looks like she's got this one sewn up. The record stands at 104.68, held by Megan Briggs. It's going to be close to this record time. It's 104.88, just 0.2 of a second outside the Scottish record there, Scottish Championship record. And Karen Reid will take that one, 104.88. Robin Crawford in second position, taking that second place by 2/100ths of a second from Mari Swanson, who will take the bronze. But a very good swim from Karen Reid, almost another record.
And excellent swim from Karen Reid there. 104 in January for her, the South Ayrshire swimmer, coached by Byron Sturka down in the South Ayrshire Club. She'll be really pleased with that, and especially the way she swam it as well. Out in a 32 and back in a 32, just the way I like to see the backstroke events done. And Robin Crawford, who took the silver there, the City of Glasgow swimmer, another one of those swimmers who was here at the pool 6 o'clock this morning for a 2-hour session.
There's a theme here, definitely.
Yeah, it just shows you that you can train early in the morning and then race during the day and still do your best time.
Well, we are getting a few more tweets, as I was going to say, as people wake up and get up, but Lucy Hannah has tweeted us saying it's so cool to be able to watch you in swimming live from my bed. So maybe not everyone up, but watching us in bed.
Maybe watching it on the laptop or the iPad there, lying in bed on a Saturday morning. That's exactly what this live streaming can help do. It's broadcasted all around the world, and it's a great thing to see at swim meets these days. And in fact, it's becoming the standard now. And the good meets that don't have live streaming, it's always a disappointment now.
It is. It's always almost expected, as you said, in all the big meets. And this is a big meet today. It's the Scottish School Swimming Championships 2016, supported by Brodies. Remember, keep those tweets coming in. If you have any messages for the swimmers, or if you want to ask myself or Ian any questions, hashtag SSSC16. So hashtag SSSC16 is the hashtag for any messages you want to send. Boys are ready to go for the next event, but we do have medal presentations prior to that.
And welcome back, Catherine Riley, Director of Brodies.
A 100 backstroke event.
Once again.
Catherine Riley, the Director of Brodies, making these presentations again to the girls. Mari McDonald makes the bronze medal for this girls 13, 14 years.
And the gold medalist
And
Scottish Schools Brodies champion,
the
also
two
from West End Academy,
winners there in the gold and silver medal position, both from Bearsden. The two Bearsden swimmers at the top of the podium. One with the City of Glasgow t-shirt on, and one with Mulgai and Bearsden.
Yeah, Glasgow is strongly represented in that event, the Glasgow area. City of Glasgow for Serena, and Mulgai and Bearsden there for the winning swimmer.
Oh, the two Bearsden swimmers having a chat as they leave the medal podium. They'll be pleased with their morning's work.
Bronze medalist representing St George's School for Girls.
This was an interesting one. Anna McFarlane just getting into that bronze medal position. St George's School. Caitlin Duffy from Belmont Academy in the silver medal position, but a very good swim. Niamh Ritchie taking that one.
Yeah, Niamh's from Mary Erskine School in Edinburgh. Swims, her home club is Warrender, coached down there by Chris Gilchrist and Laurel Bailey.
Club you know very well?
Yeah, one of my former clubs. Used to coach and swim there myself for many years. Long time ago.
The much travelled Ian Wright giving us insight to all these clubs. Could take a while.
Yeah, we won't dwell on it too much today. Mary Swanson, another Warren swimmer, swimming here today for St George's School, but again she's one of the Warrender athletes. And Robin Crawford, silver medal, representing Castlehead, but the City of Glasgow is her home club. And Karen Reid, swimming today for Mar College, but as a South Ayrshire club representative. And three of the top backstroke junior girls in the country there with their medals.
Very good swim there from Karen Reid, just 0.2 of a second outside the Scottish record, which was the Scottish Schools record, which was set last year by Megan Briggs. Again, another Mary Erskine swimmer. 104 was the record. As we move on to the younger swimmers again. Remember, this younger swimmers are trying to progress to finals. It is the boys 12 and under 50 breaststroke. Jed Simpson, Douglas Calder, Conrad Slesser, Tony Anderson, Jamie Littlefield, Tom Wicklow, Lucas Grieve, Harris McDonald, Oleg Smith and Kute Tonoglu.
Interesting 50-metre breaststroke here. Different range of techniques and styles from these young boys. Lane 4, it is stretching out. That is Jamie Littlefield from Watson's. And he's got a really nice fast breaststroke action there. Here he comes wearing the George Watson's hat. Touches first. 37.95. That's a good time for a 12-year-old boy. It's less than a second outside the championship record, held at 36.99 by Douglas Kelly. And so he'll be really pleased with that. That will put him through to the final. And let's just look for the other placings.
It did look like a nice finish there from the young man. Jamie Littlefield from Watson's. that City of Glasgow cap.
And the result is confirmed on the board. Unfortunately,
Tony Anderson in second position, Tom Wicklow in third position. We do have a disqualification. Jed Simpson was disqualified. But the top three, Littlefield, Anderson and Wicklow, they will be watching, interestingly, for the second heat to see if they have done enough to make the final. All depends on this one. And in the second heat, we have Caelan Milne, Keir Dryden, Cameron Nielsen, Jamie Ritchie, Sam Moore, Matthew Garrity, Sam Harrison, Brandon Aitchison, Jamie Quattrell and Cameron McMillan.
And a range of 11 and 12-year-olds. Most of them are 12, but we've got a couple of 11-year-olds in here. Jamie Ritchie and Cameron McMillan are both 11. And looks pretty close, this one. Lanes 4, 5, 6 and lane 3, in fact, all very close here.
Very close indeed there. As they come into the 15-metre mark in those red marks, they'll see the flags very shortly there, and just pulling away now, lane number 5, Matthew Garrity. Let's keep an eye on the clock now as he comes in. It is going to be slower, I think, than the first heat. It is 39.30. It's under the 40-second mark for Matthew Garrity. Sam Moore, 40.19 in second position, and Sam Harrison in third, 40.49. But a good race there.
Yeah, another excellent performance. Getting under 40 seconds at the age of 12 is a great effort. Matthew Garrity should be pleased with that. Looks like 40 seconds is going to get through to the final, and anyone who did that should be coming back for another swim in a little while's time. Moving on to the girls 12 and under 50-metre breaststroke event. Again, like we say, this is a event that has a heat and a final, and we've got 20 swimmers contesting the heats for 10 places in the finals.
First 10 of those go in the first heat. Alicia Evans in lane 0 from Linlithgow, Yasmin Ali from Stevenson in lane 1, Jessica Rhea from Banff Primary in 2, Molly Cannon from St Ninians in 3, Isla Walker from Vale Academy in 4, Anya Liskowa from Laxdale in 5, Innes Donald from Edinburgh Academy in 6, Isla Arnott from Head of Muir in 7, Erin Duffy in lane number 8 from Killamont, and Amy Bristow from Greenbrae in primary school in lane number 9. There's lane number 4. You're not going to miss Isla Walker there with that bright coloured costume.
Yeah, she's going to be standing out, and with one of the fastest entry times, we'll be looking for her to see if she can get through to this final. They're off to a good start, especially lanes 4 and 5 in the middle. Lane 5, in fact, it is with the best start. That's Ania Lisowska.
Well, it is very, very close, as we've seen with many of these shorter distance events. Anna Lisowska in lane number 5, just maybe edging it. A good contest here in 3 and 4, Molly Cannon and Isla Walker. But it does look like Anya Lisowska is going to take this one, probably around about a body length, half a body length lead there at the end. It is Anya Lisowska, 40.40, very good time there. 41.84 for Isla Walker, and Molly Cannon it was in third position.
Yeah, good swimming from Lisowska to win that heat. 40.4 should comfortably take her through to the final. Again, looking if you can get under 40 seconds, it's a good target to aim for at age 12 for the 50-metre breaststroke. Anyone who does that is going to be swimming well. The meet record, in fact, though, is a 37.06, set by Julie Williams way back in the year 2000. And I remember Julie swimming that race, and it was an outstanding performance at the time, and it hasn't been beaten in 15 years, so great swimming there. And we'll see if Saskia Wade or Olivia Easton or Lucy Trotter, Jessica Schultz in this second heat can get anywhere near that.
Well, we're about to find out. Keep your tweets coming, of course. We did have a message for the swimmer who's just swum there. Shout out to Amy Bristol, swimming in event 115, to her little sister Emma, watching at home. That's from Gareth Bristol.
And we've got one from Steve Coates saying, watching the wee man at Scottish Schools Finals. Good luck to all the SWL swimmers. That was probably meaning the Swim West Lothian team.
And also Catherine Talbot-Hay. Good luck to Grantham Primary School swimmers. Josh Talbot-Hay and Jessica Schultz. Amazing achievement.
And Elaine Davidson tweets, well done to Ayla Beck, Megan Grant, Taylor Davidson and Lee Rosie for reaching the championships from Mackey Academy.
Second heat is just about to get underway here. Emma Mill in 0, Anya McLean in 1, Shannon Riley in 2, Lucy Trotter in 3, Saskia Wade in 4, Olivia Easton in 5, Jessica Schultz in 6, Aurelia Tiffany in 7, Eve Hewitt in 8 and Kirsty Robertson in lane number 9. Well, a really flat start here. This could go anywhere here.
Yeah, it's Olivia Easton probably with the edge, and Saskia Wade, the Glasgow swimmer, looking really strong in lane 4 as well, but lane 3 also in good form. That's Lucy Trotter. It's these three across the pool, but 4 and 5 heading up lane 3. Lucy Trotter is coming through strong in the final 10. Anyone's race.
Well, it's between lanes 3 and 5 for me. Lucy Trotter and Olivia Easton. It is going to be Olivia Easton under the 40-second mark, 39.50. Lucy Trotter in second position, and it looks like Saskia Wade in third. Well, that was tight at the end. Very, very close there. And good discipline at the end there from Olivia Easton to get that touch.
Yeah, it's always a tricky one, spotting the finish in the breaststroke, and you got to try and, when you get to the flags with 5 meters to go, try and adjust your last few strokes so you hit that wall on the end of a stroke and hit the pad hard, not just touch it, but you got to really smash into it to stop that clock as quickly as possible. The job is to stop the clock, not touch the pad, and you have to hit those pads quite hard to make sure that clock is stopped. But that's what Olivia Easton and Lucy Trotter did there with their 39 points. They go through to the final in the top 2 positions.
Well, they'll do it all again very shortly. At the end of this session, we will have the finals for the boys and girls 50 meters events. We saw the 50 backstrokes earlier on. We've got the 50 breaststrokes to enjoy later as well for these youngsters. At the moment though, we are going on to the boys 100 meter butterfly events.
Just picking up here on another tweet we've had from Catherine Talbot-Hay. She says, Ian, come and visit Grandtown Swim Club in the Highlands. Swimmers are awesome, training in a 20 meter pool with no diving facilities. So we do wish all the best to those swimmers today.
The first of the boys, 100 metres
Well,
butterfly.
we've seen Grantham swimmers do very well here. Jessica Schultz there in that previous heat. But in this heat we'd have Mark McCrosta from Thurso in 0, Bryce Proctor in 1 from Dumfries, Kieran Rafferty in 2 from Deans, Jake Lindsay Greenfalls in 3, Joshua Fawcett in 4 from Cathkin, Elliot Hepworth from Old Macker in 5, Ethan Brown in 6 from Forfar, Jay Doherty in 7, Perth Grammar School, Gregory Revell in Lithgow in 8, and Ross Emery from Afford in lane number 9. Lane 5 it is though, Elliot Hepworth with that lead over Johan Fawcett.
Yeah, it's quite a spread out field here, but lanes 4 and 5 are still close together. Elliot Hepworth and Johan Fawcett, they're coming in. They're entered on around the 112 to 115, so anything around that, they look like they're going to be well inside that. It's very close here on the finish. And who got it? Oh, well, Hepworth just took it, both on 110. Hepworth on 110.1 and Fawcett on 110.24. Excellent racing from those two boys.
It was an excellent contest again. Elliot Hepworth, you thought he had that one sewn up, but a great finish there by Johan Fawcett. just to bring him back into contention at the end of that race. Bryce Proctor is the man who was good enough for third position in 1:14.32, but 2 times of 1:10 there. Really good there. Well, that will be the target for this second and final heat. We've seen that before from these early heats. Can anyone from these early heats challenge the medal positions? Well, we have 4 swimmers under the 1:10 mark in terms of entry times, but they are going to have to do it in this heat. We have Sam Miller in 0, Mark Devlin in 1, Christoph Horniak in 2, Rory Young in 3, Ian Rose in 4, Mark Ford in 5, Alexander Johnson in 6, Andrew Arthur in 7, Ewan McDonald in 8, and Evan Clark in lane 9.
And interestingly, in this event, I mean, these guys are going for it here, but they're going to have the work cut out to make the championship record, which is, we said Julie Williams' record was a long-held one, but this one goes back to 1989. Simon Capaldi, the Stuart Melville and Warren swimmer, with a 1:01.81 way back 27 years ago. Incredible, really.
And it's a really good target. Simon Capaldi, not sure if any of these swimmers are going to do it. That won't be their concern at the moment. Their concern is trying to get to the wall first. A really good contest here. It is Rory Young, Ian Rose, Mark Ford. It is going to go to lane number 3. Rory Young takes it in 1:04.33. A tenth of a second separating him and Mark Ford for second place, and Ian Rose in third in 1:04.66. But what a great race, and Rory Young takes it in 1:04.33.
1:04s for all 3 boys, and the Hart swimmer just taking it right on the finish there. Rory Young, as you can see, he didn't quite spot the finish perfectly, but he had enough just to hold on to the wall, and Mark Ford came in with a great finish to take silver, and Ian Rose, the Warrender swimmer, also on the 1:04 mark there for the bronze medal. Great swimming all round there. 1:04's way ahead, 5 seconds ahead of 4th place. Incredible.
Well, what a great contest. That is the type of races we like to see here. A real fight between the leading 3 all in a row in the centre of the pool. And Rory Young was just the stronger at the end there by a tenth of a second, just managing to finish it and take the gold medal position. Great stuff from Rory Young. Well, the next event is underway. We have Finlay Sutherland in 0, Jude Wallace in 1, Jamie McDonald in 2, James Riley in 3, Jonah Walsh in 4, Dominic Kelly in 5, Cameron Murray in 6, Carl Barrett in 7, Jamie Booth in 8, and Conor Walsh in lane number 9. This is the first of the 2 heats in the boys 15-16 years 100 metres butterfly.
And it's a pretty close race going down the first 50, maybe just ahead there. That is Jonah Walsh at 29.37. He, from the look of his hat, that looks like another one of the Warrender swimmers, and a couple of Warrender swimmers in this race. Also Jamie McDonald, but it's still very close across the pool. And lane 8 also going well, Jamie Booth, and coming into the 15 metres to go, it's Jonah Walsh.
It is the distinctive red cap of Warrender. Jonah Walsh from Trinity Academy is just about going to hold on. A fast finish in lane number 8 from Jamie Booth, but it is 1:03.51 for Jonah Walsh. Jamie Booth in 1:04.08, and Jamie McDonald in 1:04.86, just ahead of Cameron Murray. But Jonah Walsh will take that one in 1:03.51.
You see on the replay coming in, Jonah Walsh just taking it really close from Jamie Booth, and everyone else was in a line there as well. Sets it up nicely for Heat 2 here.
1:03.51 for Jonah Walsh. That is the target. Quite a tough target, I think, for this heat. Scott Lilburn in 0. James Beattie in 1, Ian Fletcher in 2, Craig Greenick in 3, Innes McMillan in 4, Louis Howlett in 5, Maxwell Catamo in lane number 6. One of the reserves is in here, James Gray in lane 7, Rory Matheson in 8, and Finlay Wiley in lane number 9.
And the entries are pretty close here, but Lewis Huet with the fastest entry time. Let's see what happens at the first 50, but it's lane 2 going out. That's Ian Fletcher at 27.82. He's a second clear of the field. This is interesting.
Well, can Ian Fletcher hold on to this one? The Glasgow Academy swimmer is there in lane number 2, and he is holding on now. This would be a little bit of a shock, I think, if Ian Fletcher could hold on to this in terms of the entry times, but they're all battling for second place because Ian Fletcher is going to take this one, and he's going to take it well, and it's going to be just over the 1 minute in 1 minute .24. It's Louis Howitt in second and Innes McMillan in third position.
Just 24 100s behind him in 1 and 2:30.
Great swimming indeed there from Ian Fletcher. Really pulled it out of the bag. Was entered on a 1:03 with the short course entry time, turning out a 1 minute long course performance. Really outstanding, and he's got to be really pleased with that. Just a shame he didn't get under that minute, but I'm sure that'll come in the next event.
Was he one of yours, Ian?
He isn't actually, no. Although he's swimming for Glasgow Academy, he's not one of the City of Glasgow representatives.
Just thought those 2-hour training session might have shown benefits yet again.
Yeah, well, it might have done, but he wasn't one of those in it.
What a great performance, though, Ian Fletcher.
But we do have a City of Glasgow swimmer in this one heat of the 17-19-year-old boy 100 fly. That's Stuart Leonard. He goes in lane 6, but across the pool it's Richard Faulkner, Lewis Mathewson, Gregor Swinney, Ewan McComish, Cameron Finlayson, Ross Leslie. He's your fastest entry in lane 5. Then Stuart Leonard, Caelan Doyle, Nathan Robb and Scott Birtles are your lineup in this one heat of the 17 to 19s.
Cameron Finlayson in this one and only heat. Can anyone challenge those times, get under the 1 minute mark? Cameron Finlayson from Curry High School in lane number 4, looking very good at the moment. Ross Leslie trying to come back now. The pre-race favourite from Hamilton College with the fastest entry time has got it all to do as they come into the last 10 now. But Cameron Finlayson may well take this one. It's very close at the end, but Finlayson will take it in a very good time of 57.87. Ross Leslie in second.
Finlayson, the Heart of Midlothian swimmer, racing for Curry High School, just missed the meet record there. It's 57.66, 57.87 for Cameron is an excellent performance at this time of the season for him. Ross Leslie also very good at 58.16, and it was close for third between Gregor Swinney and Stuart Leonard. 1 minute .1 to 1 minute .41. Excellent swimming.
Yeah, Cameron Finlayson, as you said, just missing that record. The record 57.66, held by Daniel Scott, who was representing Glenrothes High School back in 2007. Again, another one of these Scottish swimmers who has gone on to international honours after competing here at the schools championships. So a really good race there, a good contest, a good time, and a good win there for Cameron Finlayson.
It's been a good showing for the Heart swimmers in this butterfly. That was Cameron taking that one. As we go back to the presentation here for the 13-14-year-olds, you got the bronze medal for Ian Rose, one of the Warrender swimmers, but swimming for Stuart Smellville. Second, Mark Ford. And the gold from the Royal High School in Edinburgh and Heart of Midlothian is Rory Young. Great effort for him, coached by Phil Potter at the Heart of Midlothian Club in Edinburgh. Phil himself was a top butterfly swimmer in his day, and certainly passing on that butterfly knowledge to his athletes. Rory there, and as we just saw Cameron, another Hart swimmer, Cameron Finnison winning that 17 to 19 one.
100 meters butterfly.
And the 15-16s coming forward for their medal presentation.
The bronze medalist representing the grammar school.
These medals being presented by Scott Haxton, the president of the Scottish Schools Association.
Silver medalist from Robert Gordon's College, Louis Huet.
Louis Huet from the north, up in Aberdeen, taking that silver medal.
Glasgow Academy, Ian Fletcher.
Now, Ian Fletcher, that was a superb swim from Ian Fletcher to take that one. Out there in lane number 2, Glasgow Academy swimmer. Ends up on the gold medal position on this rostrum here at the Brodies Scottish Schools Championships.
Well done, boys.
Right here in Tollcross
Ladies and gentlemen,
in
please
2016.
welcome the medalists for the boys 17 to 19-year-old
And
100 meters
final
butterfly.
presentation. Another one of these Hart swimmers, as you said, Ian, at the top of the medal podium.
Yeah, that was Cameron Finnison on the 57.87. A really top swim from him this morning. That I was quite surprised at this early season speed from him, and I think he'll be pleased with a 57 this time of the year. Ross Leslie from South Lanarkshire team there with the silver, but Cameron is picking up the gold.
Yeah, some good performances we've seen there. Records have been challenged, but we've only seen one go so far this morning. I think there'll be other opportunities though. As we move on to the next event, which is the girls 100 meter butterfly. The crowd here still enjoying this action we've seen this morning. Of course, the action is going to take place all day. We have 3 sessions to enjoy. We are starting the warm-up for the second session in around about an hour's time. I think it gets underway around about 1:30, and then we have another session to enjoy tonight as well. So 3 sessions of action here from this Brodies Scottish Schools Championships in 2016. All the swimmers, of course, had to swim in their regional schools events to qualify for this championship, so it's been a long process to get to this stage. And the girls now in here in the 13-14 years 100 meters butterfly. 2 heats of this one. This is the first heat, and we have Ellie Monks in lane number 0, Yvonne Brown in lane number 1, Evie Cuthbert in 2, Abby Rogerson in 3, Sophie Hunter in 4, Louise Bradley in 5, Olivia Damascio in 6, Adele McDade in 7, Laura Beat in 8, and Louise Moncrief in lane number 9.
And this looks like a pretty close race. All the girls here are pretty even as they come in to the first 50. Laura Beat, City of Glasgow swimmer in lane 8, and she is touching 3rd, just behind Evie Cuthbert and Abby Rogerson. It's very close all across the pool.
Well, the entry times kind of bear that out a little. The entry times 1:16 and 1:17, so around about a second or so separating all the entry times here. Yvonne Brown going well in lane number 1. She's come very well off the wall there, and Yvonne Brown there, the 14-year-old representing Calderside today, and she is coming away from the swimmer next to her, Evie Cuthbert. It is Yvonne Brown will take it, 1:12.70. Evie Cuthbert in 2nd position, and Abby Rogerson in 3rd place to 1:12.70, 1:14.90, 1:15.98. All the action taking place on the far side of the pool there, but Yvonne Brown was the stronger at the end.
Well, she'll be really pleased with that. Another one, I think, out of the South Lanarkshire area, and they're going really well at the moment, the South Lanarkshire team. And 1:17 she was entered on, came in there and posted 1:12. It's a massive drop for the heats And that'll give the second heat a little bit to think about as well, as we look towards where the medals are going to be decided.
Yeah, 112.70, good target there for the second and final heat of this one. The girls 13, 14 years. The swimmers in the centre lane. That's lane number 4, Parmis Vasey. Jodie Pyman goes in 0. Lucy Robertson in lane number 1. Levi Wilson in 2. Lauren Adaman in 3. Parmis Vasey in 4. Gaia Alcaraz in 5. Emma Murray in 6. Pari Varese in 7. Elise Fitzgerald in 8. And Kirsty Peng in lane number 9. Can anyone challenge the 112.70? Looks like Gaia Alcaraz will be the favourite for this one.
Yeah, she's entered on a 105 PB as well, clear of the field. So we would expect her to take this one. And indeed, she is the early leader, already a couple metres up on Parmis Vasey and her sister Paria Vasey, the two City of Glasgow girls, are second and third right now. Strong butterfly swimmers, but no one looks like they're going to stop Gaia Alcaraz as she comes down this final 30 metres.
Well, this is the medal race. It's the second and final heat. We're looking at the gold medalist coming back here. Surely it's Gaia Alcaraz, who is representing Grammar School, and she is coming home now. Coming into the final stages now of this 100 metres butterfly. It's very, very close indeed. 106.02 is the record time, and that has gone. It's another Scottish Schools record. It's 105.04 for Gaia Alcaraz. She has smashed the record by almost a second. In second it's Parmis Vasey, and in third Paria Vasey. The two Vaseys take silver and bronze, but what a swim. A Scottish Championship record there at the front of the field for Gaia Alcaraz.
Wow, 105.02, taking down Kiana McInnes's record from last season at 106.02, taking a full second off that. Really outstanding performance from Gaia there. She swims up in the city of Aberdeen, and also great to see two sisters, the twins Parmis and Paria Vasey, picking up the silver and bronze medal. A little interesting family story there for the two Glasgow girls.
That's right, they'll both be pleased to get on the medal podium, I'm sure. But what about that swim? That was a fantastic performance there for Gaia Alcaraz. Well, we knew she was the firm favourite for that one, and she won it by a long way in the end. But the record has gone. Kiana McInnes set that record in 2015, and she no longer holds that.
So there you have
The result is confirmed. The two Vaesi sisters in second and third, but no doubt about the winner. A new Scottish record for Gaia Alcaraz. Of course, difficult to get these schools records. They are championship records. They have to take place at these championships. You've got one chance of doing it in a year.
Yeah, exactly. And as we said, all the records are incredibly high standards set by international swimmers over the many years of this championship. So you don't set a record here very easily, and that is a great swim from Alcaraz there.
we
Move on to the next event, which is the girls 15-16 100 butterfly. The first of the two heats. Katie Steele in 0, Ailey Richmond in 1, Lucy Duncan in 2, Jasmine Edwards in 3, Megan Slider in 4, Afrik Cook in 5, Nicola Lees in 6, Maya McFauld in 7, Milena Jevic in lane 8, and Beth Gordon in lane number 9. But first to the wall here, 31.85. It is Nicola Lees ahead of Maya McFauld. That's the first and second. Afrik Cook close behind in third.
Yeah, this is interesting. Some really good butterfly technique going on from these girls here. Holding a pretty flat stroke and a great rhythm though. The tempo is really good. And it is lane 6. Nicola Lees holding out here as we come into the final 10 metres.
It looks like Nicola Lees will take this one. Close contest for second, but Nicola Lees will take it in a very good time, 107.81. Nicola Lees. Well, we are seeing some big improvements on the entry times here. Nicola Lees in there, 107.81. Second place, it was Afrik Cook, 111.22. And third position, Lucy Duncan with a late spurt there in 111.75, ahead of Megan Slider, just 15 100s behind. But there was Lees, clear, head of the field.
Just waiting for the confirmation there. Lees 107.81. Just hoping the officials can tidy that up. There might have been a bad touch on the wall perhaps, or one of the swimmers they're looking at. Second place we think went to Afrik Cook.
Well, they're just confirming the result for that heat there. We do have a couple of tweets to read out. Congratulations to Gregor Swinney, bronze for the 100 butterfly. That was from Wendy. And
there is the confirmation. Nicola Lees at 107.81 from Maya McFolds at 111.07. That was the adjustment there. And Afrik Cook at 111.22. Very close with 111s and 112s through the heat.
yeah, McFolds in second position there, following that correction. We have heat number 2. We have another Alcaraz going in this one. It's Georgia Alcaraz in lane 0. Jessica Damon in 1. Megan Smith in 2. Kirsten Laurie in 3. Taylor Finlayson in 4. Morven Scott in 5. Amy Richardson in 6. Lucy Ballantyne in 7. Rebecca Matthewson in 8. And Katie Mackay in lane number 9. This is the final heat of the girls 15-16 years.
And we're looking to see where the medals are going to go here. Lane 3 is the early leader. That's Kirsten Laurie. She's looking very good right now, but 4, 5 are also in it. Taylor Finlayson in lane 4, Morven Scott in lane 5. They're going to have to put their best technique and effort in here because Kirsten Laurie is pulling away.
Kirsten Laurie looking very, very good so far. Coming into the final stages now. Has she got enough to hold on ahead of Taylor Finlayson? Finlayson really making a bid here in the closing stages, but I don't think she's going to have enough to catch Kirsten Laurie. It's very close there, but Kirsten Laurie takes it. Taylor Finlayson in second, and Jessica Damon in third position. Closed up very well in that outside lane, but Kirsten Laurie just about held on to that lead there in those closing stages.
Yeah, Kirsten obviously had the strategy to take it out fast and see if she could hold on, and it has worked for her today. She was being closed down in the final 10-15 metres from Finlayson and Damon, and they nearly got there but not quite, and Laurie held on for the gold. We've got one heat now of the 17-19-year-old 100-metre butterfly, so this is the medal race, and across the pool it'll be Megan Laurie, Rosie Stanger, Kaylee Fraser, Megan Bowie, Megan Grant, Gulsum Onal, Kitty Slater, the reserve, comes in to replace Amy Robertson in lane 6, Robin Hills in 7, then it's Caitlin Smith and Rachel Spears to round out the 10 swimmers for this race.
Well, can anyone challenge the now 11-year-old record by Fiona Booth, representing Telford College? 104.22 was that record.
Yeah, I used to coach Fiona, and I remember when she did that race, 104.22 back in 2005, and be interested to see if that can be challenged here.
Coming up to the turn, let's see where everyone is lying now. Gulsum Onal going over ahead of Megan Grant. It's very, very close. 0.2 of a second separating those two.
Yeah, Gulsum Onal will be the favourite, but she's got work to do here. She's been pressured by Megan Grant in lane 4, and it's a close race. It's these two have pulled clear of the rest of the field. It's a tight battle for bronze. That could go anywhere, but Gulsum Onal looks like she might hold on.
It does look like Gulsimono is just about going to hold on ahead of Megan Grant now. Gulsimono coming in now. Let's have a look at the clock. Oh, it's 104.26. 4/100ths outside the record. Fiona Bush's record lasts for another year, but what a great swim from Gulsimono, 104.26, with Megan Grant second, 104.98, and third position was Rosie Stanger, 109.52. Well, it was a battle for the bronze, but what about that? So close.
Excellent racing there for the 104s. That is, I'm quite surprised they went out quite steady on that first 50, and I thought maybe they wouldn't get close to the record, but came back really fast and hit that 104.26 and just missing Fiona Booth's record from 11 years ago. The bronze medal, Rosie Stanger. There you see the replay coming in, and it was very close, and it was so tight for third, but Rosie Stanger, for the Sterling swimmer, took the bronze medal, and of course Rosie, quite a famous father for Rosie. Tony was one of Scotland's finest ever rugby players.
Oh, big hero, I remember, in the Grand Slam.
Yeah,
Rugby.
1990, the try, scoring the winning try. But here we are, the presentation for the 13 and 14-year-old girls butterfly. The Vasey girls taking silver and bronze, but the winner in that new meet record.
In a new championship record, 105.04 from Aberdeen Grammar, Gaia Alcaraz.
Gaia Alcaraz, 105.02, the new championship record. A fantastic performance.
Was a superb swimmer, second record that we have seen today. And two Daisies on either side of the new Scottish Schools record holder. And the next presentations now for the girls 15, 16 years. And
Bronze medalist representing Boroughmuir, Jessica Damon.
Boroughmuir swimmer in the bronze medal position, Jessica Damon.
Taylor Finlayson.
Taylor Finlayson in second position. Very close at the end. But it's the Dollar Academy swimmer, Kirsten Laurie, who was good enough to hold on for that gold medal performance. So well done, Kirsten. Well done to all the medalists. So 2 records for us so far, and it was very, very close for a third in this 17-19 years age group. Just 4/100ths outside the record, which has stood now for 11 years from Gulsum Ono.
Yeah, Gulsum swims out of the West Lothian team, coached by Andrew Addison in Livingston there, and he's going to be really pleased. And I know Andrew, his swimmers are in good form at the moment, and he's going to be pleased with that result today. Here we go with the presentation for that. Rosie Stanger with the bronze, Megan Grant with the silver, and Gulsum Ono from West Calder, the West Lothian swimmer, Gulsum Ono. And we got a little tweet from Ann Anderson, who says, "Come on, George Watson's," the Edinburgh school. So we move on to the next event. We're getting close to the end of the morning session now. Just a few more races to go. It's the 13, 14-year-old boys 200-meter backstroke up next, and we've got 2 heats. And we'll see an interesting racing prospect, no doubt.
We'll see, keep our eye on these record times to see if anyone can challenge those. The 13-14 record is held by Andrew Arthur. That was set back in 2008 at 218.60, so some long-standing records here on the record books. We'll see if anyone can challenge that. The more likely would be from the second heat. Fraser Wilson with an entry time of 2:19.95. So may well see a record performance on the way, but we shall have to wait for that. We are into the first heat of this, the boys 13-14 years 200 metres backstroke event. One swimmer not taking the start here, but we do have Craig Millen in lane 0 from Newbattle. We have Jamie Ferguson from Lasswade High School in lane number 2. We have Malcolm Jack from Dunblane High School in 3. Angus Harold from Bankery in lane number 4. Ryan Duncan has come in as a reserve, and he is from Grange Primary School. He swims in 5. Callum Agnew from Robert Gordon's in 6. Jack Munsey from Kinross High School in 7. Daniel Smith from Albin in 8. And Cameron McGowan from Aboyne in lane number 9. So they are through the first 50 of this 200 metres backstroke, and leading them through is Malcolm Jack in the yellow cap, just edging ahead of Angus Harold there in the green cap.
Yeah, it looks like a close first heat here with these boys. That's a sterling hat, I'm sure, for Malcolm Jack, swimming from Dunblane High School in lane 3. He's the leader. It's going to be tight with him in lane 4 on the turn. And yeah, Malcolm Jack just ahead of Angus Harold. 1:15's on the turn. Could come back around about looking for a 2:34, 2:35 off that kind of pace.
Yeah, looking pretty comfortable at the moment for the leader, who is still Malcolm Jack. Maybe 3 swimmers in contention here for the lead. Angus Harold, and also going well out there in lane number 7, Jack Munsey.
You can just see Malcolm Jack's stroke rate just a little bit quicker than the other boys here, and it's probably one of the reasons why he's holding this lead. He's got the slightly faster arm stroke. These other boys, Angus Harold and lane 7 there, Jack Munsey, if they can pick up their rate down this final 50, it's so important to do that in the 200 backstroke. Pick up your stroke rate in the final 50 metres and attack that finish.
Well, he's certainly attacking this one as he comes into the closing stages now. Malcolm Jack trying to keep that tempo going as they come into the final 15 metres. It does look like Jack Munsey challenging for second position. Angus Harold now under threat for that second spot, but it does look like Malcolm Jack is going to take this one. It is going to be Jack will take it in 2:36. It's Jack Munsey in second in 2:37.29, and Angus Harold in third, 2:37.79. So he'll be pleased to win that heat, Malcolm Jack.
Yeah, Malcolm Jack there. Confirmed result there. Malcolm Jack, Munsey Jack, and Jack Munsey and Angus Harold.
Coming into the finish there. Oh, just stretching for that one.
Spotting the finish pretty well there. You can dive for that finish, but you're not allowed to go underwater on the finish. You can be disqualified if you do that, so you've got to make sure you dive for the wall, but keep some part of your body above the surface as you touch that finish pad.
Oh, heat number 2 now, second and final heat of this 13-14 years. Boys 200 metres backstroke about to enter the water. We have Thomas Coates from Inveralmond in lane 0. Kerr Martin from Criston in lane 1. Lewis Hazley from St Columba in 2. Ryan Robertson from Clydebank High School in 3. Alistair Dunce from James Young in lane number 4. Fraser Wilson from Pennycook High School in lane 5. Sean Craig Mile from Ross High School in lane number 6. Alexander Harris from Stirling in lane 7. Craig Gibb from Grove Academy in 8. And Lewis Robertson from Cults Academy in lane number 9. Well, Fraser Wilson will be very much the favourite for this one. As we said earlier, Andrew Arthur has held the record since 2008 at a time of 2:18.60. So we'll keep an eye on the splits, Ian. as Fraser Wilson goes through here.
Yeah, Fraser already 3 meters ahead at the first end of the first length at 31.95. Now that's well inside the pace required to break the record. It's just a matter of whether he can keep that speed going, or is he going out too hard? We'll have to wait and see. It's very close for the other placings right now. Ryan Robertson, the City of Glasgow swimmer, who is representing Clydebank High School here today. He's in lane 3 in second place right now. Also going well is Alistair Dunce in 4, and Sean Craigmile in lane 6. But it's 1:08.42 for Fraser Wilson now. That's 36 seconds for that 50. Now if he holds 36, he's going to miss the record, so he's going to have to pick it up if he wants to challenge the record that's held by Andrew Arthur.
Certainly looking still strong now. Fraser Wilson with that clear lead in second position. It does look like it could be Ryan Robertson possibly just holding off the challenge of Alistair Dunce, and also Sean Craigmile going well in the battle for the medal still. But Fraser Wilson has gone over there, 146.09 in.
Yeah, 146. He's not going to make the record off that, but he still has a 4-second lead, a 3-second lead from Ryan Robertson, so he should hold on for the gold medal here. It's a question of now whether Ryan Robertson can take silver, or the other boys are going to challenge him for that.
Oh, Fraser Wilson now coming home now. It is going to be a victory surely for Fraser Wilson from Pennycook High School. He is just holding on to that lead ahead of Ryan Robertson, but there's no doubt about who's going to take the gold here. It's Fraser Wilson will take the gold medal, and in second position Ryan Robertson will take the silver, and in third it's close, but it is Alistair Dunce, 227.99. Alistair Dunce takes it, so that's your top 3 as they finish. Fraser Wilson, Ryan Robertson and Alistair Dunce, and there was clear water between all of them.
Yeah, it was a very spread out race, that one. Quite big gaps between all the swimmers, but strongest one of them all was Fraser Wilson, 2 minutes 22, and although he didn't get the record, I'm sure that is an excellent performance from him this morning, and he will be really pleased with that time. I'm sure that will set him up nicely going forward in the next couple of months.
Well, there is Fraser Wilson leaving the water. Be satisfied with his morning's work. Still a few more races to enjoy. Of course, we have the other 2 age groups of the boys 200 backstrokes. Then we have the finals, of course, of the 50-metre events for the 12 and under age group. So still a lot of racing to come this morning. And there is the first heat of the 15-16 years age group. We have Connor Walsh in lane 0 from High School of Dundee, Murray Fraser from Ross High School in lane 1, Connor Logan, Ross Hall Academy in 2, Robert Humphreys from Lomond in 3, Jack Robertson, West Hill in 4, George Cowan, Arbroath High School in 5, Taylor Davidson in 6 from Mackey Academy, Charlie DeBow from Murchison in 7, Angus Rutherford in 8 from Heriot's, and Liam Watt from Ardaview Academy in lane number 9.
Okay, well, just to picking up on a couple of tweets there before we look a bit more at this race. Bay Lee J says everyone is doing so well, keep it up. And Elaine Davidson has tweeted saying brilliant swim from Megan Grant from Mackey Academy to take the silver medal. So thanks for those tweets, please keep them coming, and we turn our attention back to heat 1 here of the 15-16 year old 200 metre backstroke, and we've got a very close race in prospect here. The early leader is Jack Robertson in lane 4, and Taylor Davidson just behind him, but there's 5 boys all turning there within half a second of each other.
Well, it is still pretty close there, but it is, as you said, just about lane number 4 with that lead there, Jack Robertson. Coming into the halfway point now. first of the two heats, of course. Jack Robertson will head Taylor Davidson. And that lead is 0.9 of a second, 111.07 against 111.97. And Conor Logan also going well in third position. A bit of a tussle for the third spot between three swimmers, and kind of a battle for the top two spots as well between Jack Robertson and Taylor Davidson. So at the moment, as they come up to that final turn, it does look like Jack Robertson is where he has been for the whole race so far, and that is in the lead.
Yeah, here he goes over Jack at 150.02. He's got 0.8 of a lead over Taylor Davidson, so it's not all done yet. It's whether who can come back strong on this final 50. Looks like Conor Logan, the City of Glasgow swimmer, is in third place out there in lane 2, but no doubt about the leaders. It's Jack Robertson and Taylor Davidson.
Well, Jack Robertson now is coming home here. He's going to be somewhere in the mid 220s, I think. Jack Robertson, 224.72 was his entry time. He's just gone past that, and he is in 228.61. Jack Robertson takes it. Taylor Davidson in 230.13. Conor Logan there, 231.46. That's your top three, but Robertson pretty much had it under control there and just increased that lead as they went through the 200. There is Robertson just coming into the finish there.
Robertson, the South Aberdeenshire swimmer. He'll be pleased with the obviously getting a win in a heat. It's good. And 2:28. It's a little bit outside his entry time, but that was obviously short course and this is long course, so it should be a good performance. We'll see where that ranks him when we take in this second heat here, although we have people who are entered well under 220. So we're looking at under sub 220 pace. So we've got a meet record of 2:14.26 by Stephen Milne from Perth in 2010, and Stephen more known for his freestyle, but also a good backstroker, and he's obviously gone on to become one of Scotland's and Britain's leading swimmers in the freestyle events.
Yep, watch out for Stephen Milne this year. He'll be trying to make it to the Rio Olympic Games. Of course, a lot of big events happening in Britain, happening right here in Glasgow this year. We'll watch out for some of those big names as the year progresses. At the moment, though, we are about to find out who's going to be the Scottish Schools champion 2016 in the boys 15-16 years 200 metres backstroke. We have Duncan McKinney in lane 0, Gianno Napolitano in 1, Ian Lovey in 2, Logan Eason in 3, Keir Edgar in 4, Nathan Kennedy in 5, Lewis McLeod in 6, Jamie McDonald in 7, Fergus Kennedy in 8, and Callum Bowie in lane number 9, sorry. Well, very close here in terms of entry times. Keir Edgar and Nathan Kennedy, just less than a tenth of a second separating those two. And, well, Keir Edgar has gone out very fast and he has a lead in these early stages.
Yeah, he's really dominating here. Keir Edgar is a strong backstroker, one of the best up-and-coming backstrokers in the country, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him take this race. Let's have a look at the time he's going to go through in at the halfway mark. Now he's out in 1:04. Now this gives him a real clear chance of that meet record. He's only going to come back 1:10, and that should certainly be possible in backstroke events. In second place is Logan Eason, and going well out in lane 0 is Duncan McKinney, who's third place at the moment. He's from City of Glasgow.
Well, a dominant performance again here. It's Keir Edgar ahead of the field here. He would love to knock the name of Stephen Milne off the record books, and Keir Edgar coming up now to this final turn with a massive big lead. A good contest for second between Duncan McKinney and Logan Eason, but no doubt here about who's going to win this one.
Yeah, it's going to be so close on the record. If he holds pace, he was 35 down that 50. If he hits 35 again, he's going to be right on record pace. There's a great race going on behind him. McKinney out in 0. And lanes 3 and 6 also. But it's Keir Edgar coming into the final 10.
Well, here we go. Let's watch the clock now. 2:14.26 is the target. He's gone 2:14.82. Well, it was close, but not quite enough. It's just half a second outside. A great swim there, though, for Keir Edgar. He takes the gold. Duncan McKinney from the outside lane takes the silver in 2:18.04. And third position is Logan Essen in 2:18.50. Duncan McKinney, a great swim from the outside lane, and just outside that record there for Keir Edgar.
Yeah, Duncan, again, another one of the swimmers who was in the pool here at 6 o'clock this morning doing his 2-hour workout. Went away for his breakfast, come back, and popping in a great PB there, and taking silver when he wasn't anywhere close to ranked to do so. So again, just shows you no harm in training on the morning of your competition.
The coach says so. Performance coach.
Yeah, I recommended it to him, and there he was in, working hard this morning, and comes back and sets up his PB, and he'll be going away pleased with that. But it was Keir Edgar who was the winner, and 2:14 is a great time for anyone at that age.
Well, they are on the way now, 17 to 19 years. It is the one and only heat here. Ethan Sivright goes in 0. Stuart Crawford goes in lane 1. Charlie Smith goes in lane number 2. Andrew Solkins goes in lane number 3. Craig McLean goes in lane number 4. We don't have a swimmer in lane number 5. James Collier in lane number 6. Ben Ferguson in 7. David McRobert in 8. And Michael Lamb in lane number 9. Well, the record holder for this one is Craig McNally, another one of these British internationalists, Ian, 207.35.
Yeah, Craig, well known to me from my Warrender days, and followed his progress ever since. 207, that could be under threat from Craig McLean here. He's been breaking age group records all his life, and he's going to turn in around about the 101, 102 mark. Yeah, just 102.05. If he's willing to push the second half, he could challenge that record. Craig's very good at backstroke. Might be slightly better known for his freestyle prowess, but has always been a strong backstroker. Holds junior records for backstroke, and he could push that McNally record this morning if he's up for it.
Well, he is a mile ahead of anyone else. And you can see that looking back on the rest of the field. It's going to take a lot of discipline here for Craig McLean to try to pick up the pace and to try and challenge that record. But McLean is away and clear.
Well, if he's 32.0 down that 50, if he hits that pace, and he should do on the last 50, you should always hold your pace together on the last 50. He will take down this Craig McNally record set 6 years ago. 207.35 is the number we're looking at. Can McLean go under that?
Right, here he comes now, Craig McLean now. He is definitely going to be under it, surely. 207.35 has gone. It's 205.92. And Craig McLean has taken the record of Craig McNally by a long, long way. And that was a fantastic swim there from Craig McLean. James Collier in second, Stuart Crawford in third. But it was all about Craig McLean at the front of that field. Fantastic record swim.
Yeah, Craig looking very tanned. He's just been out in Australia training with the Scottish team for 3 weeks in Perth, and you can see that training camp's done him the world of good there, coming back and smashing up Craig McNally's meet record. And Craig McNally obviously went on to be a World Championship finalist in 2013 in that event, and a Commonwealth finalist indeed in Glasgow too in 2014. So Great form there and great prospect for the future, Craig McLean.
Well, it's great to see these records go. The big names no longer in the record book. These youngsters coming through. Fantastic stuff. Another record goes here. These championships. We move on to the medal presentations now for those boys 200 metres backstroke. And we do, of course, have the finals of the 50 metre events for the girls and boys 12 and unders to come very shortly. This is the boys 13, 14 years, 200 metres backstroke. Fraser Wilson. Again, great performance for the man from Pennycook High School. He was the pre-race favourite, lived up to that one. And he takes the gold medal.
Well done, boys.
We've seen some
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medalists.
very good swims already this morning.
200 metres backstroke.
15, 16 years. Another great display there. Keir Edgar. Again, been very close to that record time. Logan Eason from Beaconhurst. Claiming bronze medalist Duncan McKinney from the outside lane. His proud coach looking on.
The gold medalist and the Brodies Scottish Schools champion from Dublin Academy.
Yeah, it was a great swim from Duncan, and I'm sure he'll be happy with that. And but not to outdo their Keir Edgar, the 2:14. It was a really top quality performance to take that gold medal. And there the boys are just grabbing their photo. All looking very proud, in fact. Chest puffed out there. And the final presentation before we hit the finals. The 17, 19-year-olds, and as you just saw there, third place, Stuart Crawford from Boroughmuir. Silver medal goes to James Collier of Queen Anne. And no doubt about the winner, that new meet record of 2:05.92 by Craig McLean from Deans in West Lothian.
That was excellent. Craig McLean, another record. Falls here. He was never in doubt if he was going to win that race. He was well clear of the rest of the field. The question was, could he challenge that record of Craig McNally's? And he answered that emphatically, taking a great record by over a second. Excellent performance there from Craig McLean. Well, we do have, as we said, the finals for the 50 metres backstroke event for boys and girls 12 and under. And there are the swimmers now on the poolside. Ruby Lumsden from Bankery in 0. Isla Yule goes in 1. Elise McQueenie in 2. Iona Wilson in 3. Katie Shanahan set a record in the heats this morning. Abby Sinclair in 5. Esther Jameson in 6. Jacqueline McMillan goes in lane 7. Lauren Anderson in 8. And Morgan Anderson in lane number 9. Well, can Katie Shanahan improve on that record that she set this morning?
Well, we'll wait and see. It often can be quite difficult in these young age group sessions when they have a heat and they do really well in the heat, and then to back it up in a final within just a couple of hours' time. But it is only a 50, and depending on whether the contest is close and that, it can push all of these swimmers onto much faster times if they're really up for it. I mean, Katie had a great start, as we saw earlier in the heats. She really got off the pads well, went great underwater, good underwater kicking, and I know that's something she practices in training all of the time, and it's certainly a message that all young swimmers should pick up on, is working those skills especially your underwater kick off the wall, because it takes a long time to develop that into the level that you need at the senior end.
Can be such a great advantage, as we have seen there. If you can use that underwater phase to your advantage, it does give you a big lead at the start of the races, and also off the turns as well in the longer races, but certainly on this 50, on these 50s, it can make a real difference.
Yeah, well, if you're not good at it, you'll never make it to the top, that's for sure. In this day and age, even at the Scottish level and British level, never mind the international level, you've got to have these skills if you want to be the best.
Oh.
Interesting start there. Have to see what the officials see of that. That kind of put everyone off. I think there's a bit of movement from lane 5, Abby Sinclair, but it caused Shanahan to look across, but Shanahan has the lead. She's got 2 meters on the field.
Well, here is Shanahan now. She is going away from the rest of the field. It looks like Katie Shanahan is going to follow that heat swim up with a gold medal performance now. We'll have an eye on the clock. Shanahan takes it, 32.64. It's another record. It's a 1/100th of a second faster than she went this morning. That's the way to do it for Katie Shanahan. She takes the gold medal in a new record time. Abby Sinclair in second, and Elise McQueenie in third in 35.30. But there it is, Katie Shanahan takes it, 32.64, another Scottish Schools record time. Great stuff.
Yeah, great, especially after that interesting start there. Shanahan, you can see touching the wall first, but it was all about the start, and there was an interesting bit of movement at the start. And I actually thought someone would be disqualified there, but the officials have decided not to and have confirmed the results. So it stands, but it was the new meet record again from Shanahan. However, quickly on to the boys' race.
Well, you can't argue with that swim from Katie Shanahan. Let's see if any of the boys can follow this up. Jack McGill goes in 0, Ewan Dunce in 1, Callum McIntosh in 2, Ben Barkley in 3, Rory Grant in 4, Blair Johnson in 5, Tavis Davey in 6, Corey Liveridge in lane number 7, Jake Kirkham in 8, and Robert Matheson in lane number 9. Those are your finalists in the boys 50 metres backstroke event. The record held by Kieran Brand, 34.22. Could anyone challenge that? Rory Grant, the most likely, the fastest from the heats this morning, 34.55.
Yeah, if anyone's going to do it, it looks like it could be Rory Grant. 34, he had a 2-second advantage over this field from the heats. It's on everyone else to try and push him along. But Rory Grant, again, you can see that fast stroke rate doing wonders for him, and he's pushing himself on. You've got to move your arms quickly in this event.
And here is Rory Grant. There's no doubt about who's going to win this one. Very close contest for second, but let's have a look at the clock. 34.22, and it is a new record for Rory Grant, 34.13. He's knocked 9/100ths off the old record. Well done, Rory Grant. Second place to Blair Johnson, third place to Ben Barkley.
Great swim there from Rory Grant, and to take that record. And it's a message out there to any young swimmers watching. If you want to do well in the 50 backstroke, you need to move your arms quickly.
And he certainly did that. He was just outside the record in the heats this morning. He's improved that, and another record there, clear in front of the field at the end there. Look at that margin of victory for Rory Grant. He takes it. They're moving through these finals quick and fast here, Ian.
Yeah, here we go on the boys 12 and under breaststroke now.
It is Douglas Calder we see in lane number 0. Tom Wicklow goes in lane number 1. Jamie Ritchie in 2. Sam Moore in lane 3. Jamie Littlefield in lane 4. Matthew Garrity in 5. Sam Harrison in lane 6. Tony Anderson in 7. Lucas Grieve in 8. And Conrad Slesser in lane number 9.
Okay, and your fastest qualifier was Jamie Littlefield at 37.95. Only one other person under 40, so this should be Jamie's race.
So 2 records in the first 250s.
And it is Jamie, and up ahead at the start. Great technique, flat arms, moving through the water really nicely. Good speed, good tempo, good leg kick, and he's got the lead, no doubt about it.
It is Littlefield there in lane number 4. Now going ahead, clearly ahead of the others in this field. A nice contest for second position, but it does look like Jamie Littlefield is going to take this one. Tom Wicklow going well in lane number 1. Matthew Garrity going well, but it is going to be Jamie Littlefield. He is in for the win there. 38.36. Jamie Littlefield takes it in second position. I think it was Matthew Garrity, as the scoreboard corrects itself here in Tollcross, and Jamie Ritchie there in third position for the bronze.
Yeah, you can see it's really interesting. You know, a lot of those boys were just slightly slower than they were in the heats, and it just shows it can sometimes be hard to back up that heat and the final in the same session. But great swimming still, and 38.3 takes the gold medal.
Well done, Jamie Littlefield. Great swim now. We do have the girls 50 metres breaststroke, the last swimming action that we have this morning. Isla Arnott goes in 0. Isla Walker in lane number 1. Jessica Schultz goes there in lane number 2. Saskia Wade in lane number 3. Olivia Easton in 4. Lucy Trotter in lane number 5. Anya Lizowska in lane number 6. Shannon Riley in lane number 7. Molly Cannon in lane number 8. And Anya McLean in lane number 9. This is the final of the girls 12 and under 50 metres breaststroke, the long-standing record of Julie Williams set in the year 2000. Can anyone challenge that? It's a tough ask.
I think it is a tough ask. They're 2 seconds outside it in the heats, so I don't think we're going to see that go, but it's going to be a close race no matter what. Here we had 39.5, 39.6, 40.3, 40.4 all in the heats. So it's bound to be a close race, and it's hard to tell who's got the lead here. Perhaps lane 4, Olivia Easton, is just edging ahead.
Oh, very, very good start there in lane number 1 as well. Isla Walker came off very well with that kind of red cap there at the top of your picture. And can Isla Walker just produce a real shock here? But the 2 middle swimmers coming back in the centre. It does look like Olivia Easton has got enough to do it. Olivia Easton takes it in a time of 38.97. It's Lucy Trotter in second, 39.41. And what a swim from Isla Walker. She gets up there for a bronze medal position from way at the top of your screen, the top of the pool, the outside lane. Great stuff to finish the swimming action with.
Yeah, great swim there. 38.9 from Olivia Easton, and a great battle all the way through that race, and just shows again, if you're up for it and push it in one of those outside lanes, you're really determined, you can edge yourself ahead of the people ahead of you from the heats, and that's what Isla Walker did to get that bronze medal. And it was really close. She just got it by 2/100ths ahead of the Glasgow swimmer Saskia Wade. So that concludes the morning action. We have got some presentations still to come, and we'll stick around for those.
Yeah, they should be coming up just right now. The swimmers, of course, have just finished the 50 breaststroke. We are all congregating just in the corner there, right in front of us, just to at the centre of your screen. You can see the presentation party. We are making our way very swiftly into these presentations. We did see, of course, 2 record performances there in the first 2 finals of this 50. Elise McQueenie, well, Townhill swimmer, getting in for the bronze medal position, looking absolutely delighted with that one. Abby Sinclair from Heriots had to settle for second place because this young lady was absolutely dominant. It was Katie Shanahan, and that was an excellent swim from Katie Shanahan. 32.65, a new record swim in the heats. 32.64 in the final. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Slight improvements there. The coach is beaming away there beside me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great swim from Katie, and I actually think had it not been for that kind of awkward start that the whole heat had, she might have gone a little bit quicker actually, but plenty of time for that. She is only 11 years old, and maybe a good prospect for the future there.
The boys 50 metres backstroke event, and Ben Bartley, the bronze medalist from Kemnay Academy. Blair Johnston from Blackare, he is in for the silver medal, but what an excellent swim there. The man who was well ahead of the rest of the field, Rory Grant from the High School of Dundee. Fantastic performance from the young man.
I was really impressed with his performance. You know, he really went for it, attacked it the whole race, just to get his arms moving as quick as he could. And you know, nice smooth technique is one thing, we always want that, but again, if you want to be a top racer, you've got to have the ability to move your arms and legs quickly.
Now can you please welcome the boys 12 and under 50 metres
And the 50 metres breaststroke medalists now for the boys. Some great talent on display here from these youngsters, all 12 and under. Jamie Ritchie takes the bronze medal, Matthew Garrity the silver, but again, great performance at the front of the field. Jamie Littlefield from Watson's in there to be the Scottish Schools Champion 2016.
Yeah, excellent swimming from Jamie, and just shows again why good technique is so important. He had great technique. Sometimes the young boys can win through size or strength, but I'm pretty sure his result was down to the good technique he had in that race.
Final medal presentation taking place is the girls 12 and under 50 metres breaststroke. And
the bronze medalist from Field Academy, Isla Walker.
Isla Walker, what a swim from Isla. We mentioned her bright swimming costume there at the start there. From that outside lane, Isla Walker just sneaking in for the bronze. Fantastic stuff. Lucy Trotter in second, but Olivia Easton, what a swim for her in first position.
Yeah, it was a really good race, that one. One of the best races of the morning, that. Really tightly contested, and we didn't really know who was going to get it until it unfolded, and good to see all those girls racing well.
And that's our final action of this morning's session. Ian, it's been an excellent morning session, some records, some great performances. Many thanks to you, Ian, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed doing this commentary this morning, and I hope to have another go at it again in the future, maybe one day. But great swimming, you know, lots of fun, you know. I think we saw 4 or 5 records go down in different events, and as I said, the records are all really high standard at this meet, so to see them going down, I mean, of course they should break over the years, but some are held by really top athletes of the past, and it's great to see those new records being set, and it shows the strength of Scottish swimming.
It does show the talent that's coming through the system here in Scotland. Big swimming nation becoming Scotland now, competing on the world stage, and these youngsters may well be the next generation. Well, we will have more live streaming for you this afternoon, and the next session starts at 1:15, so we'll be on air just slightly before that, so just less than an hour's time. We've got time to grab a quick lunch before you come back and join us again on the live streaming. Many thanks to Brodies, who have supported this live streaming today and have sponsored this event. They're supporters there in the corner of your screen. And well, many thanks for joining us this morning, and we hope you will tune in again this afternoon for the next session at 1:15. Remember to send your tweets in, and we will see you at 1:15 for the next session.
It's goodbye from me, because I think you're being joined by someone else for the punditry this afternoon, but hope it all goes well, and I'll perhaps see you later on.
Thank you, Ian. Many thanks for your help this morning, and we will see you all this afternoon. And many best of luck to your swimmers when they come back this afternoon.
Thanks very much. Yep.
Time of